Louder!
And it's time for the Gore N More podcast.
Gonna have a good time.
Gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul there. I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright.
And what is going on, Gorehounds? Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Gore N More podcast. I am your not so mean fluff master supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing this shit show in. However, I don't bring this shit show in alone. And fuck, man, we got a whole goddamn army today. So yeah, we're gonna, episode might be a little different, little tweaked here and there, just because to accompany all these beautiful faces.
Hell yeah.
But that's okay, because we're going to hear from all of us today. Starting off right next to me, that Dark Lord knowledge, all the way down from the Chattahoochee. We know him as that Chad Daddy, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
We have the Duke of the Dead, the Dean of the Deceased, the host with the ghost, Lord Scuba Cabra, to you underdwellings, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
How's it going? Great to be back.
Yeah, man, we didn't have you last week.
Seriously. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. This is my first week back in 2 weeks.
Fucking hey, man.
Welcome
Good to
back.
have you back, man.
Thank you.
Nice to see your pretty fucking face.
I almost wasn't on today too, because I called in sick to work today. I woke up feeling like ass, but I'm here.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it, bud.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for soldiering on.
Here.
Hell yeah.
We have all the way from across the motherfucking world, literally 12 hours difference time from us. That saucy Aussie, that doppelganger kangabanger, Mr. Brody Kane.
You are all my children now.
Oh, that motherfucker came prepared. Nice.
Ooh, wait, which glove is that?
That's the one my brother made. It's a prototype of the Freddy's Dead glove.
Ooh, nice.
And I just cut something with it. Fuck.
Fucking bleed out now.
I just circumcised myself.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ, dude. Don't try to take a piss with that one.
I better take it off.
We have that killing machine, but we like to call him that fucking meat mountain, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Good evening, fuck nuts.
Bobby, he's got the meats.
Yeah, he does.
One of these days, he's got to come in just holding one of those big chubs of bologna, like a full chub of bologna from the deli.
Listen,
what brand are we going here?
I was going to say,
is there an Italian bologna? I don't really know.
Oh, yes, there is.
Salami.
Amoni bologna.
Salami, yeah. Because I'm like, man, I like bologna, but that's kind of German. But yeah,
I'm going to walk into the nearest den and be like, yeah, can I get one of those? How do you want it? Whole.
You can do it. They'll do it.
Yes, you can. Fucking A, bro. Slap a motherfucker across the face.
And what's up to everybody there in the chats? Rob.
Oh, you know what? I haven't even pulled over the chats. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Today?
And returning, we haven't had her in a long ass time. The redhead of the dead, Miss Heather Dye. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Gorehounds?
I mean, she was here for the first episode of this year.
That was a fucking month ago, though.
That was our loaded episode. That was the Brady Bunch episode.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what this is right now. I mean, we're almost right there.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's all good. Given that fact, we are going to skip Slice of Life this week because we don't need to take up 30 minutes talking about what the fuck we all did this weekend. We know at least one thing we did this weekend, and that's watch this fucking movie. Mm-hmm. And that's what we want to talk about today. So, yeah, man, we're going to get right the fuck into it. So, you know what? I didn't even say today's date, man. Today is February 5th, 2024. We are 9 days away from Valentine's Day. So get your shit prepped now. Hey.
Oh, yes, that means I can watch My Bloody Valentine again.
Exactly. And
I'm going to start watching it this week.
All that means is in 10 days, discount candy, baby.
Hey,
so,
let's not forget 17 days away from the most important day in February, George Washington's birthday.
And a month after Valentine's Day is Man's Valentine's Day, Steak and a BJ Day.
Yeah.
Is that the 14th of March?
It's the 14th of March, Steak and BJ Day.
There's a day for that. I do that weekly. What the fuck are you guys doing? Jesus Christ.
11 days for my birthday.
You give BJ's daily?
Nice.
Hell yeah, Bob.
Hell yeah, buddy.
You can tell who's not married here.
Line 'em- yeah.
What's
Well,
up, Anthony? Thank you guys, by the way, for joining us. We had a whole new like restream setup, but we got everything for the most part good to go. So I'm glad to see y'all in the chats.
Yeah, I would like to add, just in case he's listening, thank you to the boss man for setting that up.
Yes. Thank you for helping us out last minute, boss man. We, like you called it, you're like, I knew this shit was going to happen. Yeah, we did too. But that's okay. It's an easy fix. With that being said, yeah, we are talking 1985's Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. It's a long ass fucking title, but we all enjoy it. This was necessarily not anybody's pick. This was a group pick, I would say, right? Because we all decided to do this.
Yes.
Chad Daddy, you're always our Dark Lord. I'm going to let you decide who you want to do plot rundown.
Let's let the redhead of the dead take it this time.
You got show notes, Heather?
Yep.
All righty. Let's hear what we got.
All right.
I'm gonna
Following
continue
the Thompsons' departure from Springwood County, the Walsh family occupies the house on 1428 Elm Street. But 5 years after Nancy's long night of terror in A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, unsuspecting Jesse is also experiencing hair-raising paranormal events inside the house and plagued by increasingly vivid and horrifying nightmares. Jesse eventually meets the dark source of his recurring ordeal, the steel-clawed Freddy Krueger, the Dream Master. This time, the disfigured, ethereal slasher has revenge etched on his rotten mind. As a result, fresh, young blood stains the neighborhood red. Can a handful of teenagers thwart Freddy's plans to leave the dream realm and ravage the physical world?
Dun, dun, dun.
Can they? Yeah, keep going, Heather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep going down to where it says starring.
Directed by Jack Shoulder, The Hidden, Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies. Written by David Chaskin, The Curse, and Madman.
Is it I Madman?
I Madman?
I'm Madman.
Which I think is on our list this year, isn't it?
Is
I
it?
think I might have
I never
chose
even
that.
heard of
Yeah,
that.
I think Brody picked it.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Good
All right.
Produced by Robert Shea, Hairspray, and The
There you
Golden
go.
Compass.
nice.
Two movies you would not expect to be
I
tied.
had to go off the wall with that one,
Fair.
You
Yeah.
know me, come on.
All righty. Bobby.
Starring Mark Patton, Misplaced, Amityville Clown House as Jesse Walsh, Kim Myers, Hellraiser, Bloodline, 5,000 Blankets as Lisa Weber, Robert Russler, Weird Science, Sometimes They Come Back as Ron Grady, Clue Gulager, Return of the Living Dead, Piranha 3DD as Ken Walsh, Hope Lang, The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, Death Wish as Cheryl Walsh, Marshall Bell, Total Recall, Starship Troopers as Coach Schneider, Melinda O'Fee, Days of Our Lives, Doing Time as Mrs. Weber, Tom McFadden, Moving Violations, 976 Evil as Mr. Weber, Sidney Walsh, Point Break, Three Men and a Little Lady as Kerry Hellman, Robert Englund, 2001 Maniacs, Jack Brooks, Monster Slayer as Freddy Krueger, Bus Driver, Christy Clark, Children of the Corn 2, Final Sacrifice, that's a lie, Days of Our Lives as Angela Walsh, Lindman Ward, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Not Another Teen Movie as Mr. Grady, body count total of 10. Chad?
Okay, I just want to say this had a body IMDb and everything else had a body count total of 10. I counted like 6. So I had to go back and check, and they included like the teens that were thrown in the pool and then the pool caught fire, things like that.
I mean, I
think
consider
it
them
was like-
kind of like they're cheap deaths, but yes. Like when you see that dude who's like holding onto the fence and then the fire blows up and he falls into the bush and then you see the
That
flames
was
come up.
great.
That dude's dead. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's Disney cartoon style death, but it's a
It's-
death.
yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So music by Christopher Young, Spider-Man 3, Drag Me to Hell. Cinematography by Jacques Haitkin, Cherry 2000, Scanner Cop, and Christopher Tufty. Las Vegas Weekend, The Dark Hobby. Edited by Bob Brady, Superfly, Quiet Cool, and Arlene Garson, House of Dark Shadows, and Alone in the Dark. Effects and makeup by our boy Kevin Yeager, Child's Play, and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, among others.
Yes.
Distributed by New Line Cinema, runtime of 87 midgets, rated R, budget of $3 million, grossed $30 million.
Damn.
There we go.
So they made their money, and that's why we got
Hell-
number 3.
Hell yeah.
Keep on churning.
This
Well, I'm
pretty
gonna-
much saved New Line Cinema too, by the way.
Pretty much. Well, I'm going to say this right off the bat as general discussion. I do like this movie. I don't know about the rest of you, but the minute I started watching it, I was like, I started poking holes in this movie, and I think I got more Swiss cheese than what to do with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but just such a departure from that. Solid good cheese we got in the first one, and then this one's like, I think we're going to take a machine gun to that cheese and make it good.
So
I
I want
think
you
my
to
biggest-
clarify on that though. But like, what are we talking here? Maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe
you
not
have
the whole thing, but
you have the floor. You have the floor.
yeah.
Well, all right. So I love the opening sequence. We know that's a dream,
Mhm.
but like, I think my whole big thing of it is especially like towards the end where she's going through the boiler room, everything is changing, everything's doing this. So it's like, well, is this a dream? Is he manifesting the real world? Like, there's no clear cut, unlike the first one where it is, but there's that question. Every scene from the minute he's in the house, he turns into Freddy towards the end. There's too many ways. Like, well, is this real? Everybody sees him, but now he's able to just poof disappear. Where if you see Freddy in the real world in some other movies, he can't do that. So it's like,
To me, I'm just throwing this out here.
I also didn't understand for this one the whole possession thing. I never saw Freddy as that, but I mean, I guess he.
Why? He's a
could. I
demon,
don't
bro.
know.
Yeah, he's possessed by
Yeah,
demons.
but-
And I think that was their way of trying to kind of like keep it fresh and make it a little bit different.
I like it, dude, because it makes him more demonic at that point, dude. The fact that he
yeah,
can
but-
possess.
Yeah, but at that point, for me, it's like, okay, well, did Freddy really do this, or was this kid already just fucking whacked in the head? And
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's
That's
why I really don't. I mean, I watch it when I'm watching the whole series because you got to go through part 2. It's not my
Yeah, for
favorite.
sure.
Not my favorite by any means necessary.
Oh man, I like it a lot.
But it just, there's some parts that I'm just like, okay, but is he really possessed by Freddy, or is he just mentally fucking ill? Is he really? Is Freddy really coming through, or is it because they were telling him at school, oh, you're living in the house that this happened. The girl
No.
went crazy, blah blah
I'm
blah.
saying it was really Freddy, dude, because he
Yeah,
was
it
finding
was.
shit.
Yeah.
He was finding shit before even he found.
No,
got those
I know,
clues.
I know it really was Freddy.
I can
I-
understand where you're coming from, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
it just, I don't know, man.
you could
it's-
easily play that
Well,
field of what movie did it? Shrooms. You know what I mean? Where you were like, oh, it was her the whole. You know what I mean? It was our main girl the whole time.
Well,
blah, blah.
I do, and my other thing also is, I don't know. This is also so that, I mean, we knew Freddy is a slasher, but like this movie had more moments of typical slasher than, like, let's just say the next movie or even the original. I like the idea of there is no escaping him without him being in the real world. You fall asleep, and it's either A, you're going to wake up, or you're fucked. In the real world, then I don't know that, especially I like there's scenes I like, but that pool scene, then I don't think he should have had the ability, if he's in the real world, to walk out all of a sudden go to flames. Like I said, we're going to find that out later too. But
Yeah, I
just
feel
saying,
I feel like if he was in the real world, he should have been bound by real world rules.
No, I'm gonna
And
disagree.
And
I know this is
don't know.
a total after set, but you know what, man? That's Freddy and fucking MK9, man. That's how he existed in MK. Shao Kahn fucking ripped him out of the spirit world and fucking brought him to the realm.
I kinda
and
feel
he
like-
used magic gauntlets and shit. Why not? Why
I
the
kind of
fuck
feel
not?
like as long as he has a human conduit to act through, he's able to do these things. His nightmare powers in the real
he still
world.
has his demonic powers because
Right.
he has not physically been pulled out of the dream realm.
Right.
He is manipulating. Yeah, he's puppeteering this dude's body. Now, whether he's actually transforming or not is where I could see where maybe Steve's going. To me personally, I'm saying he is, just because this dude who got killed in the bedroom when he was stayed the night. Like, I feel like he saw him actually turn into Freddy rip out of him and shit.
He did. He definitely did.
That's why he was so like pissing his pants and couldn't fucking do anything. But what's her name? When she saw him do it, she fucking bitch slapped him with a lamp in 5 fucking seconds. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's my personal thoughts. But
no, and nothing wrong with that. No, I could totally see where you're coming from. I think it's also just, for me, it's also, well, and because we also, now that he's in the real world, where in the first one it was hinted at he can be brought into the real world. This one's like, well, no, we're not sure if he can be, but he could definitely possess his kid in the real world, and he hasn't done anything to bring him here. So is any of this even a nightmare?
But that's what I'm saying, though. In the first one, when he's brought into the real world, he is bound by real world rules. He can be killed. You know, he doesn't have all this crazy shit going on. But in this one, he can walk through a fence and disappear. He has his powers essentially like he does in the dream world. And when they brought him out in the first one through the dream, he really didn't. I mean, and maybe they just didn't think about showing that shit, and it's something that he's always had. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I used to love this movie when I was a kid. I loved this one more than I loved the original as a kid. And watching it as an adult, I did not like it as much as I did when I was a kid. I would have slapped little Scuba and been like, you're an idiot. Wait till the third one.
Okay, let me nitpick something you just said. You said that when Freddy's brought to the real world in the first one, he had to adhere to the real world rules. He was never in the real world.
That's what I was going to say.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true that. Yeah.
I'm
You're
still
right.
saying, though, because he's using our main character as a conduit, that's why he's able to still utilize his powers it'd be like, okay, let's take a step back and think of any other movie that we've seen possession with like demons and stuff. And like those people can still do shit potentially, depending on like what lore you're looking at. You know what I mean? Like if go ahead, Heather.
The demon powers can like keep the human body functioning even after it's had things happen to it where they shouldn't be able to walk anymore and stuff like that.
Yeah, look at Supernatural. Like the demons in Supernatural really can't do anything unless they're already possessing someone. Now there are exceptions, of course, like crossword demons.
Yeah, sure.
Like the general demon, they have to possess a host to be able to act in the physical world.
And I know there's that one girl, she gets literally thrown out of a fucking window, but because she was possessed, she, breaks it off and whatever. Just saying, now we don't, Freddy is, obviously we know his demon traits later on in the thing, but as far as we know, he's a man turned demon. So his powers, they're not, they don't seem like low level by any means. So like what he could potentially do, if he's already fucking with you in dreams, he's only going to find new doors or new windows essentially in order to be able to get to kids.
Hey, Emily's in the chat. Emily's in the chat. Hey, Emily.
What's up, Emily?
Hey, Emily. Well, then I guess my next question then for you guys, and because we've seen it in possession movies, a lot of those characters who are possessed, especially afterwards, there seems to be a little bit more either trauma or damage to them. So if he's taken over his body, he gets stabbed in the shoulder, Freddy and Jesse at the same time then. I mean, that doesn't look like it exists at the end. It looks like there should be a little bit more than to him. I don't know.
Well, definitely.
It's like there seems to be something missing for me where it's like, well, if you're going to take all that damage as Freddy, some of it's got to show on the guy himself. So
I wasn't paying that much attention to see that it wasn't showing, but it definitely should.
No, but you think he would be way more fucked up at the end of it, even.
That's what I mean. So it's like, well, so wait a minute, is any of this? So then it makes me still go like, well, then what exactly was that? A possession or was it something else? Part of me makes me feel like this movie in particular is somewhat of a fever dream.
I mean, dude, the ending
it was definitely a lot like a fever dream because fucking Jesse was sweaty throughout the whole damn thing.
Oh God, yes, he was.
Well, not only that, but the beginning and the ending were complete dream sequences, regardless. So yeah.
Well, like this movie felt like a fever dream. The first one felt like a nightmare dream, where it's like, what's real, what's not. This one, there's too much jumping of what's real, what's not real. Why should it affect the girl where she looks like she falls through the thing and she's not? So is she dreaming? Where does that affect her if it's possessing him?
So let me
See
ask
what I
you guys
mean?
a question as a whole. How do you feel? Most horror movies, we have a final girl. This one obviously took the take of final guy. How do you guys feel about that?
That's
Like
totally-
it? Did not like it? Doesn't really matter.
I
either
hated
way.
all the kids in this movie.
all of them.
I'm with
Wow.
Every single one. I hated them. I hated every single. If they all would have died, I like the ending because I'm like, good, fucking good. Kill them all. Every
His-
single fucking
his
one of
friend
them.
Grady was kind of a douche.
Oh, he was
I
he
kind of
was
was.
really
See, I
Pushing
feel
the
like
grandma down the
I
stairs.
feel like he was like the. This is just me personally, maybe because maybe I see myself in him. You know what? He still wasn't. He obviously was still a good boy though, because like he wasn't at the party and shit like that. He was chilling at
yeah,
home.
okay, yeah.
He
that was
Bro,
because he
didn't
pushed
he
his
get
grandma
grounded?
down the stairs.
he is absolutely the douche because he asks him to stay awake and watch him, and he goes to sleep.
I'll tell you,
On
he is not.
purpose.
He is not.
Yeah, but Johnny Depp did that. Fucking did too.
No,
Yeah,
but
but
Johnny
also-
Depp was
but no, wait.
trying to stay awake.
But now, wait a minute. Here's the other problem with that, though. Neither one of them were asleep during that whole thing. So that's questionable. What is he? Is he sleeping? Is he not sleeping? That's a questionable part, I think, if he's sleeping or not. Because then Jesse's able to go out of the thing and Freddy's in the mirror over there.
I think they both fell asleep, and as soon as he turns, he goes to sleep, it's boom, it's happening, and he'll wake up again,
at
but
what
it's already starting, so he can't.
Oh,
But at
dude, your
what
sister's in
point-
here.
Do I? Oh, hi, sister. At what point does fucking he turn back into
Jesse.
Jesse from being Freddy?
Yeah.
Especially in that scene in the room. And it's like that, and that's what irritates me so much is I still want to believe that yes, okay, it's Freddy possessing him, but it's still him doing the killing.
Well, yeah, of course
Freddy
it
didn't
is.
really crawl out of him.
Well,
Freddy didn't
I
do
mean,
any of that shit.
I don't know about that.
Freddy
What-
is in his brain fucking with
What
him,
if-
and he's killing everybody.
But
That's how I see it.
what if it's oh my god, what the fuck was that? I can't even think of
Micronauts.
Malignant. Like, what if it's something like that where it's almost like
Okay,
he is the body, he shares the body.
but it kind of seemed like Coach Schneider saw Freddy walking in because he was looking in a completely opposite direction from where Jesse was in the shower.
But was Jesse really standing there is the thing.
That could be debated.
Well,
could
here's
be
the other
debated.
thing.
I'm not sure.
We'll go back to the sleep thing. Technically, when Robert Russell was on the bed, he wasn't sleeping. He rolls over to go to sleep. You ain't falling asleep that fast. And then Jesse wakes up. So it's like, well, Grady's not dreaming. So then it has to be Jesse dreaming this.
Well, the coach wasn't dreaming either.
But yeah.
The coach
So,
still died.
No, the coach.
So-
I mean, he was fantasizing, but he definitely wasn't dreaming.
so then here's my
Fucking
question
weirdo.
then. The first sequence is a dream sequence. The last sequence is a dream sequence. And otherwise, in the middle, there's not too many dream sequences. It's either, well, is he here? Is he not here? Is he possessing? Is he doing? I'm not saying it's a bad concept, but again, this is that movie. You take that, you start poking holes. There's a lot more Swiss cheese than you know what to do with.
I mean, and if you take it for what it's worth, cool, great. It's a horror movie. It's a slasher. It's not. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to adhere to the real world. Whatever. That's great. So maybe I'm just looking too much into it, and
I think you are, but that's
You
You
know
know,
what I
but-
think it is personally? I think you guys just didn't get enough room cleaning, butt bumping, jamming going on. I feel that scene
Damn it, you caught me.
Oh god,
sorted,
And look-
sorted a little bit on that.
he
I feel there
butt
was a lot
bumped that.
longer.
He butt bumped
There
that
was-
drawer shut, and I was dying.
I feel
There
there was
was
a lot
way
longer of a
too
cut.
many.
There was way more pelvic thrusting that we did.
Yeah, yeah. There
I'm
was
pretty sure
there were way
you know.
too many tidy whitey shots in this.
Bro!
fucking movie.
Yeah,
Like,
There's
listen,
bare
way
ass,
too many
man.
crotch
To-
tidy
To
whitey
be
shots.
fair, to be fair,
To be
Who's
fair.
that?
if this was our final girl and she was in white panties and a bra, you wouldn't be bitching.
Of course not.
But this is
No, of
he's
course
our
not.
final girl. You know what I mean? Like
don't
he
care.
is, dude.
I don't want to see it. I don't
He
want to see a
screams-
dude in tidy
He
whities.
screams more feminine than some final girls. Fucking
He does. Yeah, he does.
He does.
Wasn't that
He
why
does.
he was hired? Was because of his scream or something like that? I thought that's what he said in that big ass
something-
documentary.
Something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
I still love the way you say
that the-
documentary.
Is that
Whatever.
is that the Scream Queen documentary?
Scream Queen. Yeah.
Still can't bring myself to watch that. I don't.
No.
want to watch
It was the,
The Never
the-
Sleep Again. He's talking
yeah,
about
Never Sleep Again.
Okay, it was that one.
Yeah,
Then.
no, I think no.
What the
John,
hell are you talking about?
I think he's talking about that one they released on Shudder.
I think. Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't watched that one.
But
Brody, you've been very quiet over there, homie. I
I'll
feel
say,
like
yeah,
you got
let
some stuff
Brody
that you
get
want to
in
say,
Yeah,
or
please talk. This is the main reason my wife is watching is to hear Brody talk.
fucking right.
No, it's interesting to hear you guys talk about this film. Obviously, I have my theories on it. As you were mentioning there earlier about the is it Coach Snyder scene where he dies, I kind of feel the director made a choice where, obviously Coach Snyder is seeing Jesse kill him, but from a audience point of view, we're seeing Freddy sort of. It's just that director obviously pointing out that he's being possessed. I kind of feel like it's just an easy sort of subtle thing, and we're looking into it a little bit too hard. Yeah, I don't know. There's certain things about this film that I actually really like about it. It's one for me that I, like I could watch this as a double feature to the first film, and I'm actually intrigued by Freddy's motive in this film and how we sort of explore the different varieties of like one of his many powers as this demon. It's a different, unique concept, I think. And the title of the film, like, it's Freddy's Revenge. Well, who's he revenging against? Because considering he's potentially killed all the kids from Elm Street from the first film, I mean, we assumed he's killed them all. So this will be his revenge coming back to reality, to feel what it's like again to kill and keep on killing. But obviously he has to have a host, and not be a dream demon for all eternity. So, I mean, that's just how I've always seen it. And then just that concept of possession of the subgenre, I think it definitely, works with the film's themes, utilizes it in this great way to separate itself from the first film while still somewhat feeling like the first film, if you know what I mean. I like how everybody dies in the real world in this film, and they don't die in the dreams. There's not one dream death. I found that
I didn't even think about
very
that.
interesting.
Yeah, there isn't.
And I don't know. I think, it's sort of those metaphors of like Jesse trying to find out who he really is and Freddy sort of discovering himself and his powers. It sort of obviously comes with those themes that, that were obviously later come out as homosexual or whatever you want to describe it. I think it ties in very interesting with the characters and like sort of Jesse discovering who and what he is, and Freddy also discovering who and what he is. Different variety of powers. I mean, could be endless variety of powers with Freddy as this demon. To what Steve was saying at the start of the film, I do think it's interesting how Jesse sort of sees himself as this outcast of a kid. We get that visual representation of Jesse on the bus as he's got the slicked over hair, the gothic eyeliner.
Yeah, he was looking real bad in the beginning there.
Yeah. No, it's interesting how Jesse sort of sees himself in that manner. And then I think Freddy sort of like takes advantage of that, knowing like, oh, this kid's already halfway there. Like, he's an outcast. He's really got some shit going on upstairs. Maybe I can use that against him to, get back.
I mean, isn't that
all the
classic
people.
demon possession? Is the take out the weak ones? You know what I
pretty
mean?
much.
So
I like how it sort of comes full circle there. I also like how Freddy, I guess, subconsciously uses the people that sort of picked on Jesse and kills those people that sort of wronged him in a way. I mean, there's a love-hate relationship between Grady and him, but also Jesse doesn't really respect him as much as Schneider as well. So those two get iced the fuck out pretty quick. They become his victims.
So should this movie be called Freddy's Revenge or
No.
Jesse's Revenge? Because Jesse's the one getting revenge on the people that fucked with him.
Yeah.
Through Freddy.
If you want to nitpick that way, then Halloween Ends should have been called Corey Ends.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
No, we know that.
Corey ends the
You
series.
did too.
fucking right, bro. Yeah.
And I agree with John. I don't mind the Grady character. I think he has that humor element. Like, he's a bit of an anti-hero type.
He seems kind of like a lesser asshole version of what's his name from the first one. And maybe that's just because he kind of looks like him to me. What's his name that dies in the prison there?
Rod.
Rod. Like he's just kind of got that same like look almost.
Mhm.
You know, granted we're still in the 80s and shit. Like
Well, what?
I did get a kick out of Grady like constantly talking with his mouth full when they were in the lunchroom.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like he
that
didn't,
was.
he's a slob.
I couldn't even understand.
He's a
him.
slob and everything, but he didn't seem like he was like a complete asshole, dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
No.
Dick's
He
the
had,
dude.
he had certain qualities, but like, no, he's a normal high school fucking kid.
Right.
If you listen
'cause
to
he was
what
really
he says in that scene, they ask him if he's going to her party, and he goes, "No, I pushed my grandmother down the stairs, so I can't come." That's why he's at home. That is why he's at home. If you go back and listen to it, it's
I did
I
not
figured
hear
he was.
that.
I did hear that, but I figured he was joking as far as why he was grounded.
Now
Yeah,
I
well,
want to
that's
see
it.
that
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Like, was it on purpose? Was it accidental? You know what I mean?
But real quick, one more thing I'll mention. Then
No, go ahead, bud.
If we're going with since it is obviously possession, I feel my issue is
It's 9/10 of the law.
well,
That's also a bad movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
totally.
Dude, and fucking Umbrella Entertainment has this big deluxe set up on their site for pre-order. I saw that, like, ugh, why?
Wait, which one's this?
Sam Neill, baby.
Possession.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I was like, wait, what are we talking about for a second?
The only reason I
Um,
remember that movie is because of Sam Neill, and that is it.
Mhm.
Oh, another thing I just remembered. This is the only film that Freddy really tries to go after a kid, and that's Jesse's sister.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Very like young.
Mhm.
Unless like besides them being already dead and in the dreams and all that other shit.
Yep.
I gotta say, man, I liked this one.
Me too.
Well,
Maybe
I enjoy it.
I
No,
feel like
I enjoy,
I
it
enjoy
part
it,
five.
but I
Well,
think
what
it's
I was
because
gonna
I
say is,
came. Oh, good,
I'm
you
with
guys go.
Scoobs where like I enjoyed it more as a kid than probably now, but I like it for the fact that like I don't know, you get to see Freddy let loose in that pool scene. I know it doesn't really hit for you now, but still for me, it does to me because he's just like, fuck yeah, man, I can get the body count up high, quick now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but he should have been slashing through them left
right.
and right.
Yeah.
He should have been
Chasing around.
doing
He's
what,
like, "Ah, I get
he
you."
should have been doing what Jason did in Freddy versus Jason in the cornfield and just
Yep.
been like,
Yes.
1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4, fuck you. Like, yeah.
And like he should have even killed some of them as he was running towards the fence. Like he should have been like running, hand out, clawing them in the fucking face.
Yeah,
while he was
instead he
running
just
towards that
chased them
fence.
down. He's like, "You're all my children."
But at the same time, Freddy does kind of, he is a slasher, but he's not your atypical, just like,
He's not.
what do I want to say? Leviathan like slasher where, it's just one motion. He wants to fuck with his people a little bit, man. You know what I mean? He wants to fuck with his food. He
Mhm.
likes to play with it. I don't know. That's what I think. Because I also think that's what helps infuse his powers. Like it's still the fear. So if he's got that
he's a
whole
fear demon.
fucking
He's a
party
fear
just
demon.
like the way they were, he's just siphoning it. No wonder he could fucking just all of a sudden be like, "Hey, look, I got fucking flame power now." Oh,
Well, and that's
being
it.
able to
Well,
walk through fucking fences and shit.
So then, what I'll say on that is, and this is also Wes Craven said it. For me, I do love that scene from a slasher point of view, but from his point of view, for Freddy, I always like the fact that Freddy, to most, except for the ones who know him, is an enigma. So that's the one scene where it's like, well, now he's no longer an enigma. Is he real? It's at that point you'd be like, well, yeah, I just saw him. So it's like, oh, well, I feel that little bit takes away from his pull of what is that? What is he again? Who are you talking about? Never heard. And all of a sudden it filters through people. You know what I mean?
My son's here.
I love
Jared.
Scary
welcome.
Terry too.
Hey,
Scary
hey.
Terry's awesome.
He just graduated from AIT in the military, so he
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
His job.
Congratulations.
The ceremony is the weekend of the 15th and the 16th in Georgia. Congratulations, son. I love
Congratulations.
you. Proud of you.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah,
Good job.
Like I said, man, this is nowhere near as good as the first one to me, by
No,
any
of
means.
course. No, it's not. But it's fun to watch. 100%.
It is still not the worst in the series to me.
It is not the worst in the
Or five.
series.
No.
We're gonna get there,
But-
Chad. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get there. You know, and I used to tell everybody I liked part 2 because Freddy was scarier to me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Freddy, he was a little bit darker, and it just the makeup was a little bit darker.
He looked,
you know, it just
you know what? He had that
We-
real
we
old
need-
man look going in this one.
yeah.
That's what I'm
Like
saying. I was
a
just going to
male
get to that.
witch.
We didn't talk about how great Freddy's design was in this.
Oh,
When you
it's
see
the best.
like the sunken in eyes with the eye sockets and the burn makeup, and I love how in this one they did a little twist where to kind of carry over the whole possession thing, the claws were coming out of his
Yes,
actual hand.
that was cool.
Yeah.
That was, and we still got the normal glove. We still got some,
Which
scenes
didn't
with
make
that.
sense to me though, because the gloves, the claw came out, but then he's wearing the glove when his back. So
Yeah, it didn't really make sense, and I didn't care. I
it
loved
didn't
it
make
anyway.
sense to me.
You know what doesn't make sense? Why is that fucking glove still in the furnace?
Thank
Oh,
you.
I
But
was
he
about to
was-
say,
Yeah, that also
fuck
made
you,
no
Nancy.
sense.
Fucker leaving that fucking thing there.
Probably said he was dreaming when he found them.
I don't think he was.
I was very
don't
confused, and then
think
I was
so.
just like, "Oh yeah, I forgot they're in." Because I was just like, "Wait, that's just in randomly his boiler," but I kind of forgot they also fucking moved
were
in
in
the
the same
house.
house.
And then-
And I was
Yeah,
like,
it must have
why
been
is it still
because
there, though?
when Jesse's looking into his basement window, he sees Freddy, and it looks like Freddy's in the boiler room. It looks like a boiler room, and then he goes down, and it's just his basement. So I don't know. Maybe it was a dream, but still, I just don't understand how that glove can be in the fucking furnace, and nothing happens to it unless it's like an old furnace that's not hooked
It's
up. I just
imbued
don't
with
understand
demon
it.
powers, man.
It's imbued with demon
Well,
power.
and the other thing is what I,
Then that means the fucking rag it's wrapped in's imbued with demon powers too.
yeah. But the other thing I was going to say is again with the
Not wrong.
possession. So if this is, I mean, no, we said it, but it's Freddy's revenge. Well, so I think the other problem is there's no talked about if Freddy can take the dream world. So what can he do to possess someone? I feel like there should have been like a explanation of, well, if he could possess someone to come into time into the world, there has to be a certain amount of time that person has to be possessed, or else no point of the possession in this movie would make any sense. I feel like
Yeah, but
There's
then I
some
feel like
sort
that
of-
would be a cop out if they explained that, because who would know? Everybody that knew who Freddy was fucking dead, or so we think. So how would they know what he could do possessing somebody?
And you're right, which is probably why that got abandoned. And obviously, we know what happens after now, 40 years later, we know what happens. So, but I don't know. That's why I feel like it got a little lost on me. Like, fun movie to watch, but I came in at an analytical point today, and I'm like, you know something?
I will say, I fell asleep
Really?
twice.
You pulled a me.
Really?
I pulled a John.
I thought this movie was a
Look.
breezy, like it's over. I was like, wow.
Yeah, this
I
was
sent you
easy.
boys. I sent you boys a picture yesterday. Started watching it. I dozed off.
No
I woke up
shit.
and I was like, "Oh shit!" Started it again. Dozed off.
Still doesn't top Mel passing out watching The Omen.
Oh no, yeah, that was the
Like,
best.
she was out cold.
Mel
from that
did what we all wanted to do. Okay, you know that's
Yeah, she did. But she doesn't have to be on the show, so she was
True.
able to do that.
it's
And,
all good, dude. It's all
and the other bone I'll pick, it's such a small one. Well, I'm sure Chad will
Leave my
mention,
wiener out of this.
Chad will mention this in his notes, but the fact that shower scene is not Robert Englund, and that motherfucker didn't know how to move.
Robot Freddy.
Like you could see, like what in the absolute living hell is
You know what?
that?
Oh, so that was the original stuntman they hired then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. That was the only scene he was in.
I
Yeah,
didn't
'cause
know
he-
that,
he was hired
and
for like 2
honestly,
weeks.
I wouldn't have even caught that, dude. It
Yeah, I didn't
felt
know.
fine to me.
No,
No,
he moved.
He looked
moved
like a
way different. You can
fucking
tell.
Frank. Even the director was like, he moved so horrible. It was atrocious because Bob Shea didn't want to pay Robert. He was
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
Robert felt like I do play this character. Robert's like, well, we'll just find someone else. They did one scene with him, and they said, you better get Robert on this set tomorrow.
It's pretty
The
much
real question behind that scene is, where was he hiding the glove while he was in the shower?
Yeah, he keistered that shit.
wrecked him. Damn near
Shelve
killed him.
that shit.
It's a rectal glove now.
It was in the prison wallet.
It's a boy.
Would you have to like tape them up? How would you do that?
Hang on.
You'd have to get like little slip covers for the blade.
Brody's like, let me demonstrate.
Yeah, well, you cross these over like so. Prostate check.
Oh no! Oh man! Guess
just
get rid
made
of
me
them
think-
anal warts really well.
That just made me think of 8 Crazy Nights. Like, have you ever wiped your ass with the wrong hand? Yes.
No, like I said, I feel like it was a good follow up. Yeah, we didn't get any return characters or anything. We do in, obviously the next one, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
Next month.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like this was a very fun one.
Yes.
Like we got a little bit more personality out of Freddy. Not saying that we didn't get it, we got a bunch from the first one, but this one, I mean, even though he was darker, like that pool scene, man, you could see like him fucking with people and shit.
Mhm.
So you could just see that side a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, no.
I just feel like it took too long. Like I wanted more Freddy. And granted, we don't get him a lot in the fucking first one.
I could see
get
that.
But it just there was, like I said, I hated every single fucking teenager in this movie. I hated them. I don't want to see them on screen anymore. Like, give me more Freddy. That's what I wanted. I wanted more Freddy.
I mean, nobody was
was
truly
great.
likable, I guess.
Mm-mm.
You know what? The mom that was trying to get the dad away from the party, she was the nicest.
She
one.
was the only likable one,
Yep.
and I even like the dad.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
I appreciate the dad because that would be me.
right.
Playing
And then
that would be
and then
me.
the mom's like, "Listen, honey, let's go up and have some sex and don't worry about it." I'm like, okay,
Except I'd be trying to jam 80s records while Sam's having a party. You know what I mean?
it happens.
What'd you guys have against Lisa?
I never really had
The redhead?
She's very pushy.
All I'll say is about her is the fact that Jesse comes in with blood all over him, admits that he killed Schneider and Grady.
And she's just
Yeah. And she does
so
nothing.
That was a little.
She sits him down on the couch like, my God, you just got blood all over your couch.
She
She's a
wants
moron.
that D. God
She was
damn
a
it. She
moron.
doesn't.
That's what I had against.
Okay.
and the father in this film.
Other than that,
talk about
I didn't have
everything.
anything really against her, but I mean, great looking girl, too.
The
Go ahead,
father
Brody.
installed that fucking diving board in the pool, and the kid jumps on and dives in, and he tells him not to do that. That's
Yeah.
what it's fucking there for.
Yeah.
Well, as a dad who owns a pool, there are weight limits on the diving boards. So
I'm going on it regardless. Sorry.
I don't, dude. It's already got a fucking hairline crack in it, and that shit's from 1983. I wouldn't trust it if you're over 150 pounds. That's just me, though.
Sorry. I'm
What
about
do you think Coach Snyder was going to do to Jesse when he pulled out the skipping ropes as a nod to the little girl on the
Bro, he
screen?
was
I'm still
mad.
with him.
He was mad that he got pulled from the club because that motherfucker was about to get down on some blue oyster shit right there, dude. Thank you, boys. And
I hear the music in my head now.
he got pulled away, and so he's like, you know what? I'm still getting mine. So, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's
He was
where
gonna-
he was
he was
going.
gonna-
Hold on. So was that
He was gonna
was
rape
that was that a gay bar?
Yes.
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 Well, no,
Okay,
no. BDSM bar.
Okay. Okay.
But there were several.
I didn't pay
There were
attention.
several transvestites in that bar, if you noticed.
There was a lot of everything
Rob
in that
Shea.
bar, dude. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah,
like that was
Yeah, he was.
I just Bob Shea.
there was just a yeah. And
Yeah,
what
you
the
know-
hell? Why the fuck was the coach dressed like? Oh my god! What the
Judas
hell?
Priest.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, he just came up, man. Nipples out, showing right up. Just no.
It still just makes me wonder. You're out at that bar. You see your student. Let me take you back to the school.
Yeah, I mean, the dude obviously
Yeah.
had some weird kinks, man.
Did anyone else notice that when Jesse got on there and got into the bar and asked for a beer, one, he's obviously way underage.
Who
Never
gives
gets
a
card.
fucking glass like that?
That's what I was gonna say. They gave him a fucking
Mel
whiskey
goes-
glass.
Mel goes,
Oh
"Who
my
the
God, yeah.
fuck drinks beer like
my
that?"
grandma,
That's what I was leading up to.
Shea.
my grandma,
Really?
My grandma, when she gets a beer, and yeah, dude, she's 93, but when she gets a beer, she always has it with the glass.
No. Drinking out of a glass is fine,
Yeah.
but not a little tiny
Yeah.
glass like that.
Yeah, not a highball.
Like
Well,
a
she
whiskey
needs-
glass.
Yeah, but my grandma
Highball.
needs a little tiny glass because she can't lift up anything.
Okay, well, she's an exception, but other than that, you go to a bar, they hand you a glass.
They're gonna give
It's
you a fucking. Yeah, they give you a
it's fucking
spoon.
big.
They'll give you a pint. They give you a pint glass.
I would be
is
like,
what they
I don't
give you.
need that. I have the bottle. Thank you.
Yeah.
But even at that, I've never seen anybody give. Like, I've been in the bar business for 20 fucking years, boys and lady. I've been in the bar business for 20 fucking, going on 21 years this year in October. Never in my life at any bar that I've worked at have I ever seen anybody give a bottle and a glass. The only time you get a glass is when you're getting draft.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree.
Steph says her grandma drinks hers through a beer bong. It is true. Oh my god. Her
Hell
grandmother
yeah.
is a riot. You
That's
guys
awesome.
would
Crazy.
love her.
Sounds like we need to party with Steph's grandma.
Oh god, she would. Man would totally party with everyone.
Party all the
Tell
time,
us this
party
now.
all the
Like, set
time, party all the
this up for the
time.
summer.
It's funny because she'll drink from she'll go to a party and drink from beer bongs, and then it pisses her husband off. And he usually leaves her there. He leaves her there, and someone else has to drive her home.
Steve, at my bar, they have these beer mugs like with a handle and stuff, and it's my bar, so everybody knows me there. So they always would bring out my Miller Lite bottle and the beer mug. So I'm an exception.
When you were drinking.
Miller. Not
I
a
like
big
Miller,
fan,
dude.
Miller.
I like Miller. I used to drink that and Goldschlager all the time, dude. Called it the Golden Duo. I don't know why.
Ooh.
Jesus
I
Christ.
do like Budweiser.
So
I don't
I was
like
trying to make the joke with the coach, but he came in dressed like Sue Howe. And that would only probably work for a few. But
Oh, I could
anyways,
go for a fucking beer right now. God damn it.
go get one. You can pause yourself.
No, that's too much work.
Is there
If
anything
I-
else we
if I
want to
get up-
discuss? I mean, obviously we've seen this movie multitudes of times.
Yes.
So, you know, that's not a question I need to ask.
And we really don't need to talk about the gay undertones because they're so blatantly obvious by now.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
not
there was
undertones. They're
undertones?
overtones.
Like this,
You know,
this movie
if
was.
you think about it. No, go ahead.
I
Go
was gonna
ahead.
say this movie was almost as gay as It's a Wonderful Knife.
No, it wasn't. No,
No.
it wasn't. No,
That
it
movie
wasn't.
sucked ass. Not because
Yeah,
of
but
those
that movie
things.
was also very gay. And I'm not, once again, that is not a bad.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
No,
Of
no.
course not.
It's literally like
I was waiting for someone to
there's
say it.
probably, if you percentaged out the characters, 89% of them are gay in that movie.
They
So
were.
it's like,
Mhm.
okay. But no, this
That's when, it
movie for
stops,
sure.
that's when it stops being a little more realistic and more pandering.
Correct.
Speaking of gay, Chad Daddy, spread the cheeks.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
So, like we said, New Line Cinema originally didn't ask Robert Englund to return as Freddy and refused to give him a pay raise. A stuntman was cast as Freddy at the start of production. After 2 weeks of filming, Robert Shea realized this was a terrible lapse in judgment, fired the stuntman, hired Englund, and met his demands.
no shit. What were his demands?
basically
Do we know what he was asking for that?
he was asking more than what he got on the first movie. It wasn't a lot, but it was.
Well, we don't know we don't
No,
actually have
They couldn't afford it, but he also is like, I felt ownership of Freddy. Like I created that, and it's like, well, I mean,
I still get a kick out of fucking Birdie's name.
What's that? My name? Where is it?
Your name.
It's
Fucking
awful.
in the chat.
Oh, pitch
awful.
Ah,
Oh, I love it. This is the only Nightmare film in which the lead actor is male.
Yes, it is.
That's kind of the true for just about any of the slasher films.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say besides like Evil Dead,
Well,
but
Friday,
Evil Dead's not slasher.
Friday 6.
Friday
Oh, yeah,
6.
true, Friday's-
But even Friday 6, yes and no. Because like that's when we start getting the duo at the end of the Friday series, where it's
Well,
a dude
no,
and a girl.
five is a duo too. It could be.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's because
And 4.
well, yeah, actually 5 was a trio, wasn't it?
Huh?
Yeah.
Reggie the Reckless?
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically, yeah.
All right, Brody. Absolutely. Pop him out here in my mouth.
That's what she said.
Brody will be right back after these messages.
That's right.
Kim Myers was allegedly,
Hello, you cunt.
Kim Myers was allegedly cast in the film due to her resemblance to Meryl Streep.
I could see that one.
Yeah, very much so. The Top Gun of horror films. Da-na-na.
Because
Right.
the gay scenes, I get it.
This is not
Oh.
the top. Oh, gay.
Gay
Oh.
volleyball.
Ah,
All right, all right.
We didn't. I
The
mean,
gay
this is
undertones,
not a sweaty volleyball match on the beach, but you know, it's pretty damn close.
could be.
Yeah. I'm glad you fixed that because I was very confused with that, but no, that makes sense.
It took a second.
Yeah.
In an interview featured in Search of Darkness Part 2, Robert Englund states he was fully aware of the homoerotic elements of the film and was enthusiastic about playing up these undertones in the on-screen interactions between Freddy and Jesse. Mark Patton says in Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street legacy, that he had to say no to some pieces of business, such as Freddy putting his blades in Jesse's mouth. That made him feel uncomfortable. I can see that. I wouldn't want knives shoved in my mouth either.
Yeah.
You got to draw the
mean,
line somewhere.
If they were fake, sure, but clearly they would be like, no, man, we got to get the real ones in there so it looks good. Although at the same time, that's where you just make a glove and you make them half blades, so that way you're not really in. Just saying. I probably would have done it, but like, well, you throw in an extra fucking $10,000 and we will talk.
I'd do it for $500.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't take.
Did you ever watch Workaholics, dude? This is super.
Yeah.
You've seen that episode then where they go like they start at a high amount and they try to go to the lowest to see who's gonna like who would actually take the lowest amount to suck dick.
Yeah.
And what was it, Adam? Like, didn't he say $500?
I think it was Adam was like 500.
Or he said, but like right before that, he was like, any dick? He's like, any dick but our dick. And Blake was like, Blake's like, yo, I got that money. Sorry,
Moving right along, makeup effects artist Kevin Yeager replaced David B. Miller, who designed the Freddy makeup for the original. Yeager only had a few pictures and the original film as reference, so he redesigned Freddy's look. Studying pictures of burn victims,
Bum victims.
The R and the N kind of looked like a M together. It's the burn victims. He made changes to, bum victims. That fits really well in here.
Christ.
He made changes to Freddy's look, namely by bringing out the facial bones. He said his intent was to make Freddy look like a male witch, and gave Freddy red and amber eyes to make him more demonic looking.
This is.
I'm not gonna lie. He looked like
probably one of the best looking ones.
He looked like Houston Bags. Courage the Cowardly Dog, the old man from that.
Yeah,
Eustace.
Just that very good generic. I hate to say it, dude, and rest in power on my grandpa, but he looked like my grandpa, dude. Like that's how my grandpa looked. He was just like that tall, older, like the very pronounced like cheekbones and stuff like that. Just, I don't know. To me, it's a scary Freddy. I dig it.
Agreed.
So,
And it wasn't just the look, like as dark as he was in this movie. This is the last time we got this. Until New Nightmare, but that's a completely different bag.
New Nightmare was,
because it's not Freddy.
That's not Freddy.
Yeah, it's like a legit demon.
That Dream Demon. That's like, you know what? I like this idea of this guy. I'm gonna do this.
I really can't wait till we get to that one.
Yep, that's probably one of my favorites.
What do you mean? You don't want to talk about Tom Arnold and fucking Freddy's dad, dude? Come on.
That one has its charms.
I have not watched that in.
It's a horrible fucking flick, but
dude, I saw it twice in theaters just because I like the 3D effects.
It's a guilty pleasure for me, and I have it in 3D. So.
I gotta see if mine's in 3D. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. I think it was only the box set.
Bastards.
That's why I've never gotten rid of that box set, because that's the only way to get it in 3D.
Are you guys gonna watch it in 3D when we get to that point?
Yeah. Hell yeah, I am.
Oh, yeah, I'm jealous. God damn it. All right. Anyways, what else we got, Chad Eddie?
We kind of talked about this in the last one, but it wasn't updated at the end. So the original glove from Nightmare on Elm Street was used in this movie and was also seen hanging on the wall of the work shed in Evil Dead 2. This is in response to the use of Evil Dead on the television screen in A Nightmare on Elm Street, and part of the continued banter between directors Wes Craven and Sam Raimi. However, when Wes loaned the glove to the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors set, it was lost, but it was eventually found by a Freddy fan named Mike Becker at an auction in 2009. So it did eventually turn back up.
No shit. Interesting. All right. Glad it wasn't lost to time.
Yes.
I mean, most of the time you figured most people are just stealing them shit. So like, this is mine.
Yeah, I mean,
I would. Come on.
I would too.
Yeah.
Steal it like fucking Ryan Reynolds stole the Deadpool suit.
I mean, come on, dude. He should be able to own that. Honestly, like, fuck Fox. It's our property. Really? You can't give the dude who literally, like, gave you one of your best series going forward, like, in a long time? Fuck that shit. That suit couldn't have been that much.
I think it's funny that Ben Affleck tried the same thing. He just wanted to buy this Batman suit from Batman versus Superman. And Warner Bros. Was like, yeah, you can buy it. $100,000.
I would have just stolen the suit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Fuck that.
And Ben Affleck can afford it, so.
Ben Affleck. All right. Anyways, what else we got?
Michael J. Fox was considered for the role of Jesse Walsh, but was unable due to his commitments to Back to the Future and Teen Wolf.
Wow, that would have
been a way different movie.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they would have got rid of the gay undertones. Did they have that there because the main guy was gay, or was it already?
Was he out of the closet by when they filmed this? Because I thought he was.
I don't think
he was.
I didn't think.
I thought it was later '80s that he.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. Oh shit! What's up, Robbie?
And I feel like I remember him saying that in the that 5-hour fucking documentary there, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I thought I remembered reading that somewhere that he wasn't out.
Yeah, he wasn't out yet.
Where? All right.
Jack Shoulder could not direct the pool house love scene without cracking up or laughing, so he gave it to an assistant to direct instead.
But I will say, that scene was awkward as shit.
Yeah, it was.
And you could totally tell.
Yeah, you can.
That man was not into females by the way he was holding them boobies. Who the fuck? Look, I was a virgin getting laid for the first time, and I did not hold the boobies that way.
It's like he was trying to push them away from himself.
Yes,
He probably was. He was probably like, ew.
Ew, dude.
Wrong. What's up, Molly?
Hey, Molly.
No, I mean, yeah, that was just, I mean, first of all, the weird little side peck kiss was like, okay. And even my wife was like, what? That's it? And then they started doing their thing. And I was like, yeah, you could tell this is like a really forced.
That was
yeah, because he like completely bypassed her boobies. Like, I'm sorry, I'm spending some time on the fun mountain.
Yeah, we need some titty time.
Yeah, like,
I know, man. She was waiting for it for a fucking minute, dude. Like, she was literally like, hey, you murdered people? That's fine. You're cool.
Sits his freaking blood-covered ass down on her fucking couch. Oh,
sounds like every female in the city I live in. You're a murderer? Glug, glug, glug.
Wooden armed, like round looking thing. I had. Dude. Let me just say, those are some of the most comfortable couches to ever take a nap on.
Oh yeah, we saw those. When they popped up on screen, I told the kids because Damien and Jason were watching it with us. I was like, "Oh, look at that! The old '80s couches. We had those."
Oh yeah.
How did we not bring that up yet?
Oh, I saw that. I was like, oh my god, that's
Hi,
fantastic.
honey.
It's just the same like pattern as my couch.
I didn't have the exact one, but I had it was a barn with a broke down tractor in front of it. And there's some, dude, I had a whole like matching set, man, like a love seat, fucking
Yeah.
rocker. It was ridiculous, dude. And I had that shit late because they were hand-me-downs when I had my first apartment. So,
and I remember the first time I jumped on those couches, like to throw myself on there to lay down. I threw myself back and I hit my head right on the fucking wood.
Yeah, dude.
Never did that shit again.
Never.
I love the matching chair that always came with it that had like the wooden ottoman.
Yeah, dude, but those were super comfy, and they always like sat like super low back and like
I'm
was
assuming
like one of the
we're
best
talking about
gaming
couches in the
chairs,
movie,
dude.
and this is where we ended up.
Yeah,
fucking right, bro.
Okay, just making sure. I was like,
what? You know what? What was the cereal they were eating in the beginning? It had a ridiculous.
Oh, Fu Manchu.
Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
Fu Manchu.
I was gonna bring that up and I forgot.
I don't know why, but I saw that cereal box. I'm like, I don't think you could get away with that cereal today. I don't know why, but I'm like,
No.
Why not? It's bullshit. Fucking A. Anyways, Chad Daddy.
Did someone say pirate?
Nobody said
Yeah,
pirate.
nobody said pirates. You're hearing
Nobody
things.
summoned you. Nobody said it.
I whispered it in my head.
I thought it.
That's why.
Whale Song was added to the background music anytime Freddy was on screen, adding to the film's eerie dream feeling.
A whale song? Like
I never
Yeah,
fucking heard
you
it.
never noticed?
no.
That's
What?
Dory talk.
Really?
I didn't
Who the
notice
fuck
that it
did
was
this
a whale. I have to watch again.
No, Mel. Nobody said pirates. Damn it.
Now
Nobody said pirates. Damn it!
we
Don't
did
buy
now.
my
Yeah,
spaghetti. I'm
you
hungry.
did now. You just said it. We all did now.
God damn it! You know what? If we're not cooking, bring home Olive Garden. I'm hungry.
No, I want some breadsticks.
I can't help it. I got to say this. I can't help it, but Johnny D's face is Freddy in this behind the. If Johnny gets
Oh,
a bit
yeah.
closer to the fucking,
Oh, that right.
I gotta be a little bit up here more.
sorry,
There you
that's great.
That's like that one where Bobby's head fit on like Pumpkinhead's body. Or whatever
Oh
the-
god damn it, Chris.
Hell yeah.
Chris said pirate.
It's like saying Mary Lou.
No!
Oh,
That's worse!
Why? Brody.
You're gonna die.
More!
Somebody had to say it.
It's all good.
Damn it.
You know, we're on new links. Maybe it won't happen.
Continuing on. Had
Continue.
this film failed, New Line Cinema might not have survived. The movie hit big enough to finally give the studio some cash flow, and in the following years, New Line rode the Elm Street train to further success, had a hit with another horror series with Critters, cranked out John Waters movies, and turned into both a respectable and profitable mini-major studio during the 90s. However, all of that was uncertain back when this film was being made. Studio head Robert Shea micromanaged every aspect of the production, regularly confusing crew members by stepping over the line and offering orders which should have come from the director. That led to an understandably uneasy relationship between Shea and Jack Shoulder. On top of this, the production was remarkably rushed, slotted for November 1st, 1985 release date, when the first film had only been released on November 9th of the previous year. As a result, tensions were high, the hours were long, and the work was hard. There was no real time to stop and second-guess the direction of the film. In the Never Sleep Again documentary, Robert Englund recalls several moments during filming, such as the pool sequence where Freddy appears to teenagers outside of their dreams, where he struggled with playing the part because so much of it felt like it was going against the rules set in the first installment.
Aha,
But
see,
again,
That's what I'm
see the man
saying.
himself.
But again, this was only one movie. This is only the second movie deep into the series, so they were still exploring different avenues.
Right. They're still playing with the character.
Right.
Did you talk about the
Interesting.
glove issue already? I'm sure you did, right?
Where the glove was stolen after this.
No, it was stolen during production.
No. The glove was stolen when they lent it to Nightmare on Elm Street 3 during production for that.
Well, because on the documentary, they said Bob Shea came on set and he says, "Okay, we have a little problem here. The glove is missing, and if nobody turns it up, heads are gonna fucking roll." That Robert Russell had told that story, and I think that's why most of the time, especially towards the end, you see it coming out of the fingers. You don't really see the glove itself too much. They made a new glove for 3 most of the
I
time.
still like the sausage fingers.
Yeah.
No, they look great.
Anything else, Chad Daddy?
Yeah, Robert Englund stated that Freddy's Revenge is his least favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
This is his least favorite?
Yeah, I don't.
You know what?
Even more than 5?
I know, right?
Wow.
How dare you?
Like I said, 5 is a guilty pleasure for me.
5 is not a guilty pleasure. For me.
I
Not yet.
do
Five
know.
is definitely
6,
a guilty
yes.
pleasure
5,
for
no.
me.
6.
Wait, which one's 5? Wait. Which one's 5?
5 is the one where
5
we
is Dream
learn about
Child.
how
Dream Child.
the mom
Oh, no.
was
Okay.
raised by
I was talking about
100
Freddy's
giant-
Dead. I was talking about
Yeah,
Freddy's
that's
Dead.
6,
That's my bad.
dude. That's Tom
my bad.
Arnold. That's a totally
love
different.
6.
Yeah, that's got cheese all over that shit, dude.
This is all blasphemy to me.
I'm sorry, Brody. I like
How
4 a lot.
dare you?
You know what the problem
Brody,
with 5 is, dude?
5 is my
Four
guilty
was-
pleasure, Brody, so I'm right with you.
To me,
We're
the
gonna
problem
get
with 5 was I feel 4, they set up a whole new good story and
Yep.
it was pretty solid because I liked 4. And 5 did not commit to continuing the fucking.
No, and his makeup looked like shit. It looked like it was just a rubber mask.
Old man Freddy.
Is that the one that we got Super Freddy in though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I'll give it that we got Super Freddy because that scene was funny.
Oh, that was so
I
cheesy.
have that
though.
figure.
It
I have
was.
that figure autographed by Robert Englund.
Do you?
Nice.
Fuck, that's
I
cool.
didn't even play this one. What the fuck? You know what though? I will say, because you're talking about how this saved the studio, I gotta give props then. Because if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be wearing this fucking t-shirt from one of my favorite
Yeah.
movies from New Line right now.
There you go, buddy.
Boom, boom, boom.
Or 4 years.
I mean, $30 million this thing made.
Or
you
after-
know what I mean? Like that's
yeah, dude.
wow.
I mean, think about it, man. 4 years after this, if this thing was bankrupt, we wouldn't have got Ninja Turtles, bro.
Yeah.
We
You know?
would have just not from New Line. We would have gotten it from a different studio.
Yeah, but would
And it probably
would.
would have
But I don't know, man. There's
Like the
so
new
many movies from like that era of like New Line, dude, that is just like staples of my youth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
From that all the way to like 97 Blade. It's just like That's
Whoa.
Well, it's the house that
Okay, just
Freddy
think
built.
of it though. If they didn't succeed, would we have gotten Lord of the Rings?
I don't think so.
Ugh.
You know what? I've only seen half of the first
Gross.
one, so I can't tell you. I fall asleep in it every time. So tried it 3 times.
And that's the regular cut, not the extended cut.
Fuck no,
Like
dude.
3.5
If
hours.
somebody was just like, "Yo, I got an extended cut of this," I'm like, "Homie, I need the shortened cut." What the fuck, bro?
That's still 2.5 hours.
I need you to walk for 30 minutes and throw the ring in
Listen,
the volcano.
I watched Clerks 2. I got the short version of it, dude.
Yep.
I'm good.
That is the perfect version of that fucking. That's all you need.
Oh, fucking A, bro. Anyways, Chad Daddy.
Aw.
The film was extremely well received in Europe as residents of those countries caught and loved the sexual overtones. This overseas popularity is what convinced producers to continue making sequels to this. I'm just laughing thinking about how much they loved the gayness of it.
Yeah,
All
but
them
then
tighty-whitey
you know, what's
shots.
funny is like that's what they loved, but yet there was never any continuation of that.
Yeah.
It's like,
The Europeans are probably like, "Damn it!"
right? They're like, they
We do
totally
not
did
like
not
this
listen to
movie.
us. It's not gay enough.
Not-
We need more crotch shots.
this is
Is that just like a bunch of dudes like Bruno, just like fucking online? Not enough.
Freddie in a mankini.
Oh no!
Get to
Oh,
see that burnt
could you
weenie.
imagine the burned ass prosthetic that would fucking need to be on? It'd be that meme where it's got the burnt sausage.
I was just
inside.
thinking,
Yeah. Who cooks their weenies this way? And Freddy's all.
yeah. Continue.
This is
Yeah,
the
sure,
only film in the
sure.
series not to use Charles Bernstein's original theme or a variation of it.
Yeah, I just realized that now that you mentioned, I'm like, it's not in this movie at all.
Mm-mm. It's still a good score, but it's not
No,
nearly as good as the others.
that's also
Crazy
so-
that it's
so
not even in the beginning a little bit.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like that's the other thing. This movie is not scary to me. Freddy is, but the movie's not. And then the music is scary, but not as scary as the first one.
I mean, I would say the only moment that I thought could be potentially scary, like not that any of them could if you didn't put yourself in that situation, but like, is the dad on the other side of the door when Grady, what the hell is his name?
Grady.
When he's getting killed, because you just hear your son screaming complete fucking bloody murder, but you have no idea what the fuck is going on the other side of that door, and then see knives come through the door. So it's like,
And you know, how the fuck did he get in Grady's house to begin with?
Through the
Came
window.
in through the window. Yeah.
Because he leaps back out through the window when the cops rock
I
up.
mean, that was a very 80s shtick thing to do.
Yeah.
What's his name? Do it on Clarissa Explains It All the time.
Oh yeah, Sam.
Sam, yeah.
Yeah, he had a freaking ladder up to her room.
Fucking right, he did.
What up, Creek
What up,
Surfer?
Creek?
What's up? What's
What
up?
up, Creed?
Got another YouTuber. All righty.
Okay.
What else
so
we got, Chad Daddy?
Robert Russler auditioned for the role of Ron Grady on the last day of shooting Weird Science, and Robert Downey Jr. drove him to the audition.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
yeah, I remember that little tidbit.
Man, that's a movie I haven't watched in a long time either.
I
Weird
love that
Science.
movie.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's my favorite. That's my favorite John Hughes movie. Well, ooh.
that's a whole wow.
So I still do one thing from that movie all the time. I don't know, maybe
Bra on your head?
You wear the bras on your head?
No,
Yeah.
Oh, I do
that's the
that.
second thing I do.
Oh, I was saying I do that.
But I open the door like his brother does, dude, where he turns around and fucking does the kick and the elbow. Like, I don't know why I continue to do that still, dude, for 30 years, but I do. And I love it.
Oh God,
So we used to have this chandelier at this old bar that I worked at. It was a chandelier, and I got the idea. I'm gonna start putting bras on the chandelier. So girls would show me their boobies. I'd get their bra. Had this whole ceremony where I would play Ric Flair's theme song, put it on this extendable, and put it on the fucking chandelier. But I would wear it on my head for like 3 or 4 karaoke songs before I would go and put it up and do the whole ceremony. There was hundreds of bras up there. It was ridiculous. My 20s were fucking awesome.
I hope you had some ones where you like your whole head was just in one cup.
Oh yeah, no, that I did. Yeah, they were, bro, all different. When that bar closed down, I climbed up there and I took every single one of those bras down. And yeah, there was some. See, Chris knows. Chris can attest to the awesomeness of the chandelier. It was.
What did you do with those bras, though?
So I boxed them up and I had
Stole
them
them
in my
bitches on
garage
eBay,
for a long
son.
time. No, I ended up throwing them away.
I was
Ah,
gonna say,
Yeah,
Should have burned them.
I thought
Yeah,
about
fight
it.
the
I thought
power.
about it. Fight the power.
that's awesome, dude.
So many boobies.
This was the last film in the original Nightmare on Elm Street series in which Nancy's house is the focal point of Freddy's terror. The rest of the series focuses more on the town of Springwood, with the house making an occasional appearance. In the hybrid film Freddy vs. Jason, it was referenced that Laurie lived in Freddy's house, but the scene was cut from the theatrical release. It does, however, appear in the deleted scenes section on the DVD release.
Ooh.
wait, what?
I always
I do.
assumed that they were in their house.
Yeah, I assumed it was her house.
Yeah. I mean, they talk about how actually that's where her mom and dad and her live.
Okay, I thought that's what I was thinking that too, but
Yeah, her mom was killed in that house, so they live there.
Weird. I always thought that it was Freddy's house originally because I thought you even see the 14. Because isn't that
You
the
do.
cops they were talking about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
They're like, oh, this is the same
you're-
damn house
you
in the
are-
beginning. They literally mentioned that in the beginning of the movie.
Don't you
Yeah,
see
no,
that son of a
you are
bitch?
right.
I mean, I should be. I feel like I've watched that movie fucking way too many times, but
I can't wait to talk
I
about
did.
that one.
I'm just gonna sit here and cosplay and not say anything the whole time.
I'll say what I got to say, and then we'll go from there. But that's down.
I don't know, man. I remember how much you sweat wearing that thing. I can.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's a dedicated thing, you know. That's why I like Leatherface a little bit more, dude. It's way cooler around the neck. Everything's not enclosed off.
Bobby, did you see him wearing that in person?
Yeah, he's seen me. He's seen me
Twice.
twice.
Yeah,
Oh, I know. I've seen him
sweat
in it
just
twice.
drips out of it.
Well, yeah, and I'm standing next to him, going, "How do you feel? Hot? Yeah, same."
I mean, bro, you got to think like I'm wearing 3 layers with that fucking big ass coat. But I did find a nicer way is I got a wicking balaclava, dude. Helps 1,000 times more. Still not saying you're not going to
Dude,
get sweaty down, dude, but like I got a lot of more wicking stuff underneath now, and it helps. It does help a lot better, that's for sure.
I have a new silicone hood that I'll be putting to use, and that shit
that'll be
feels so
nice.
much better.
Fuck Eddie.
Oh,
Thanks, Chris, for coming in home.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, brother. Appreciate you hopping in.
Okay,
man.
continuing on. Let's see. The school used in this film is also the same school from The Karate Kid. Special effects man Rick Lazzarini created a demonic parakeet puppet for the scene in which the Walsh's pet bird flies
We
around.
didn't even talk about that scene. That scene
It's
was
so
fucking
great.
awesome. Dude.
forgot about that for a second.
His puppet was not used because the filmmakers wanted a regular looking bird. I would rather have the demonic looking one, but whatever.
Dude,
I'd rather have
have you seen the
nothing.
pictures of that thing? Holy shit! It was
I'd have
huge.
fucking swat that motherfucker out the goddamn air. Yep.
Jen called out the
Real
father
quick.
for milking the bandage on his cheek. She's like, really?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, man, that parakeet got him deep.
It was deep, all right.
He's a pussy.
I still, real quick, Clue, and John, I'm sure you can attest to this. In the documentary Never Sleep Again, he always talks about, it's like, I never got offered a blowjob on set. And he just says, Like, that's,
What?
I
That
feel like I
is
do
bizarre.
Go
remember
watch
that, dude.
you have to go. He said it 3 times. He's like, yeah, nobody offered me.
That was a
I mean, he would just
long,
sit there,
dude. That was like 5 hours, though, man. That was a long watch.
It's a great documentary.
It is.
it's great, though.
I had to watch it in
100%.
like sections.
Yeah, definitely not something you're going to want to sit and watch in one sitting.
Unless you got like a
Oh,
lot of
no.
laundry to fold.
That's
That'd be about the only way.
that's like the Snyder cut. You just can't do it.
Wait,
I
you don't want to
can.
be psychotic like me? Oh, okay.
I couldn't.
guess I'm the psycho.
I had to cut it up into 2 parts.
I watched it 3 times back to back to back.
But
That's my guy right there. That's my guy. He understands me.
It wasn't even that good. It wasn't even that good.
I liked it.
What, the Snyder cut?
Mm-hmm.
I watched it
Oh, I'm
once and it
talking
was in
about
2
the
settings.
documentary, but yeah, sure.
Fair enough. All right, Chad Eddie, what else we got?
All right. Brad Pitt, John Stamos, and Christian Slater all auditioned for the role of Jesse.
Could you imagine if John Stamos was Jesse?
I'll try to picture Christian Slater.
No, I want Uncle Jesse as Jesse.
Slater,
Guaranteed.
I don't know. I can't see it.
picture.
John Stamos
yeah.
as Jesse, there would have been 0 gay undertones. Well, I don't know because,
Yeah.
stepbrothers.
I haven't watched Step Brothers in a minute.
Yeah.
Where was he?
It was,
gay in
it
Step
was,
Brothers?
it was when they were like bonding. Like, if you were a chick, who would you sleep with? John Stamos.
No, Don Stamos.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, man, have you ever seen John Stamos's way to like cuddle your woman?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen it? Oh my god, bro! I'll show you guys after the show. Anyways,
He was in an episode of Law and Order SVU, and he was like fathering like 50 kids out through. like they find out he has like 50 kids or something. Like,
Oh, wasn't
real
he
life?
like a doctor? Or
Yeah, something like that.
With he was a doctor in a sperm clinic or some shit, and he was like using his own sperm.
They did that
yeah.
on Reaper.
what was it, John Stamos?
No, remember it was that ugly, weird little bald guy, but he could like
Costanza?
yes. No. He's not ugly. What are you talking about? Bald, yes.
Come on, Marissa told me
He can lift 100 pounds over his head.
Damn right. Go ahead, Chad Daddy.
Oh god, that just reminded me today. We've been running out of stuff to do at work because we're waiting on parts, so we've just been cleaning up. And one of our electricians came out. He's like, "What's this?" He's like, "I don't know what this goes to. I don't know what this is." And this is just like the big long metal pole, and it has a wooden base at the end. I'm like, "You found the Festivus pole!"
Nice.
Okay, let's see. A novel, albeit a very short one, based on the screenplay, was written by Jeffrey Cooper and featured within The Nightmares on Elm Street, the continuing story parts 1, 2, and 3. And I think I have that somewhere packed away in the basement.
Nice.
I haven't seen it in person yet.
What else we got, homie?
Let's see. I'm just trying to find the good juicy bits. Wes Craven refused to work on this film because he never wanted or intended for A Nightmare on Elm Street to have a sequel, and even wanted the first film to have a happy ending. He also didn't like the idea of Freddy manipulating the protagonist into committing the murders. He did return to the franchise as the writer of Part 3 and as the director of New Nightmare, but he set the latter in a reality completely separate from the original and its 5 sequels, where the cast and crew of A Nightmare on Elm Street basically play themselves. But we'll be getting there.
I can't wait till we get to that one.
Yes, that will be fun. Anything else juicy? Love that sweater, by the way, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's a Dixon shirt.
Oh, is it?
Yes, sir.
I'm still a little miffed that I never got
I
mine.
know. I know.
This film is the first time showing Freddy Krueger, when he's amassed enough power, having the ability to warp or control reality. Though he can sometimes control reality from the dream world, this situation is when he's not completely in the dream world and he's able to go into the real world by possessing someone and or through massive influence stemming from fear of him. Notably, during the final confrontation when Lisa goes to the abandoned factory to save Jesse, she's constantly being bombarded with frightening images and put in a perilous situation that isn't real.
Wait, so none of that happens at the end?
It doesn't seem like it did.
That's still don't make sense to me.
No.
Keep poking those holes. That Swiss cheese just keeps going.
Yeah. I don't buy it, but okay.
And finally, in the film's original script, Lisa was possessed by Freddy and ended up attacking Jesse at the end of the film. However, it was changed to where Jesse and Lisa's friend would end up being presumably killed by Freddy while sitting in between them on the bus with their fates unknown.
Which we did get. And you
Freddy-
know what?
Freddy killed them.
I will say
I hope Freddy fucking
He
killed
killed
him.
them.
I liked
That's not for the
Freddy's arm ripping through the friend so much better than the blow up doll through the doorway of the first one. Because I'm sorry, but like I love that first one, but man, that spot just looks so bad, and it just takes me out of it every fucking time. I'm like, why do they choose to have that as the last shot?
Even as a kid, I'm like, that looks fake.
It looked terrible. But no, I'm happy with the ending we got in this one. I feel like he got everybody. He got his revenge. You know what I mean? Fuck them kids.
The first one technically should have been called Freddy's Revenge.
I mean, technically it wasn't it? Because like he was going after the kids of the parents that killed him. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, Brody's back.
yeah. Alrighty. Anything else, Chad Daddy?
Nope, that's it.
Well, thank you kindly for those.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Alrighty, homies. What format did we watch this on?
DVD. Old school.
Torrent.
Amazon.
DVD box set.
Brody, what'd you say, Prime?
Yeah, just because I couldn't be fucked getting the DVD out. And
Heather's the only one that stole it.
I'm with the boys. I went old school physical DVD, baby.
give us the Blu-ray for fuck's sake.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Blu-ray
Yes,
set.
please.
Is there? I was gonna say, how's
Like
it
a-
not?
All right, get,
A proper.
You can't get them individually; they're all part of a set. But yeah, there is a Blu-ray set.
Okay. Douche of the film.
Jesse's dad.
Coach. Oh,
Oh,
no, Coach
Schneider.
Snyder.
I gotta go,
I want
Jesse's
Coach
dad.
Snyder.
No, see, I look at him. He's trying to be a dick. What the fuck is going on here?
No, he was a dick. He was a dickhead as a dad.
He fucking was.
You know what? That wasn't even a
Coach
thought on
Snyder
my
knew.
radar, but now you say that, Chad Daddy. It's not. I mean, the coach is kind of.
He's a douche, but that's just part of his nature. He's into S&M and shit.
I'll agree.
Yeah, but he's
with
about
Chad.
to do it to a student. That's a child. Like, tactically. Even though he doesn't look 18 by any fucking means.
No.
At all.
No.
He
That
does
dude
get
looks
his
like
up
he's
and
like a hard 23 and he's had a few hard years. No problem.
The Blu-ray box set is for $24.99 on Amazon right now.
Damn.
Seven-
Oh yeah, it's dirt cheap.
all 7 original
Cheap as
Nightmare
shit,
films.
dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, do I want? Man, I didn't even think about the dad.
I'm still going Coach Snyder. Fuck. I mean, Dad might have been douchey, but not as douchey as the coach.
Yeah. Come on, that coach wanted to do something to him in that school. We all know it.
I'm standing by my pick. I still say the dad.
The coach did get his up and comings though. I don't know.
He got his ups, but he didn't get his comings.
Yeah,
He died before the film.
I mean, maybe we don't know. He might have done the like second backslash or something. He's like, oh, that.
Oh, maybe.
Harder, daddy.
One more time, Freddy.
Freddy's just there like, oh,
I
gotta go, guys.
bitch.
Okay, this just got weird.
Why'd you have to make it weird, bitch?
Okay.
Boy, John's
No,
really
'cause
picking this one out.
I know, I really am because like the dad, he's like passively aggressively a dick.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean? Like, he's
convinced
not-
he's convinced that Jesse shoved a friggin' cherry bomb inside the bird's butt crack.
I mean, that would be
Yeah.
cool if he did. though.
Yeah.
But I just think like the one scene where he's like on the ladder and he's kind of bitching at him, and it's just like, no,
Yeah,
maybe not.
that's what made me decide.
And he also accused him of being on meth because he says
I'm gonna go with
he's
that.
had a methadone clinic.
I think I'm gonna agree with you, Chad Daddy, because that wasn't even a thought coming in. But he
Yeah.
was a dick, and he didn't get his comeuppance.
No, he didn't.
So, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with that one. I'll go.
And from what I understand, that guy's a dick in real life too.
Really?
Clue Gallagher?
I think in our
I
research,
liked him in Feast.
I think in our research in Return of the Living Dead, he was really like abusive to the rest of the cast.
Jesus. All right. Okay. Favorite kill. What's up, Randy?
Grady, 100%.
Brady's pretty good.
Because just watching those claws come through the fucking door, it's like, oh,
It made me sad that he didn't even try to fight, though.
I think he.
Yeah,
That's
like
my-
there was no struggle.
That's my favorite
Sure.
scene. I'm
He
trying to
wanted it.
decide if it's
He
also
wanted
my
it.
favorite.
Oh, wait,
kill.
no, I'm thinking Schneider.
I'm gonna go with the hand through the friend at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, the Sheila. I
I
do
think
like
I'll
that
agree with
kid at the
Dukes.
party that gets his face fucking.
His face slashed. Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
Hang on.
I wish we saw more of that. I mean, we saw it. But
Actually,
I wish
you know, I'm gonna go with the guy that got trampled on and got his neck broken because that wasn't even a Freddy kill.
Oh, that was
that
fun, bro.
was such a.
That
like,
was so
holy-
fucking. He's just like,
Snap.
all he needed to do was stick his tongue out, and it would have been the cheesiest death I've ever seen.
Yeah, he just has drawn little X's over his eyes.
Nah, Grady's death for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Grady.
Right on.
I mean, it's probably like the biggest cinematic death, I think, in the because there's no other ones that really like harrow on something. I mean, I guess the coach, but even the coach, you don't really see him like You see him get slashed on the back a little bit. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the kid at the party that Brody mentioned earlier. Face slash. Fuck it.
Fair.
Best
Man
scene.
singing at the party.
Best scene.
Ooh, this is tough.
No.
Grady's bedroom, the whole scene of Jesse starting to change.
I'm going with a legit, literal, like not even 10-second scene where he's standing there with his arms up and the flames are fucking shooting from behind him.
Yeah, and he's
That was my favorite fucking scene from this movie. And it's nothing. It fucking. Mwah. I loved it.
See?
Just him standing there with his hands up, the flame behind him.
I'm gonna go with the point of view shot where it's Freddy / Jesse walking up from the basement and walking through the whole house and ending in his sister's room.
That's a good
Ooh, that was a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I'm going
was
with the
solid.
opening sequence from they're all on the bus. to
Oh
the
yeah, it
end
was really good.
Where because that's a legitimate nice nightmare setup, and you see
Yeah.
Freddy just smile. You could see it even in the dark. He's smiling the whole time, and I'm like, you sick fuck. This is why I love you.
Actually, I just want to go back to that scene. I grew up in the 80s. I don't remember buses looking like that.
That's a 1950s bus.
That is, yeah. Those buses were decommissioned before
Yeah.
that.
That's a dream.
There was no buses with the rounded asses like that. That's
Unless you're
old
just
school.
in a place that said, yeah, they're decommissioned. Yeah, put it on.
Well, I mean, you got to think too. It's a small ass town, so
Yeah.
maybe they're still working
I've
on
lived
older
in nothing
buses.
but small ass towns. We
Well,
didn't
this
have
is
buses
also-
that primitive.
Well, I don't know, Chad.
I mean, it was a clean bus.
It was clean.
All I'm
It was
saying
nice.
is, whoever got to drive that shit in the desert scenes of going across the desert, that must have been the best job on set, dude.
Yeah.
That had to be so fun, just hauling ass through the desert on the bus. They're like, yo, we just need to get these shots.
Oh,
I'm like, okay.
and you know, I will say one thing because you talked about the desert. I'm so glad you fucking said. For a long time after watching this as a kid, that was a legit fear of mine getting on the school bus.
And getting thrown into the
Wow.
desert.
we are nowhere near a fucking desert. But for whatever fuck reason, it was a fucking fear of mine. I would get anxiety on the school bus if the bus started driving too fast, that we were going to drive into a fucking field and be fucking stuck on a fucking pillar of fucking
To be
rocks
fair,
after the fucking earth collapsed.
Where is all this supposed to be located state-wise?
Well, this originally, until it was really finalized, and not until like Freddy's Dead, it was kind of left up in the air, but it was always intended to be California.
Really? Okay, it was. All right. Because that's what I always tried to wonder, because I didn't think it was. So for some reason, I always thought it was like Illinois or Michigan or something.
I was like Ohio.
You know, it had to have been something like that because they mentioned reading Nancy's diary that her last entry was like in fucking March. March in Ohio is not that sunny and warm.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know nothing about anything but Texas, Chad. I'm just saying. That's
I was
what
just
I
trying.
always thought it was.
I always just, I don't know. Like I didn't know if the desert was supposed to be just like a dream thing or if they were actually like that close to the desert. I guess because it never, in any of the other ones, it never gave me that idea. I guess, but all right.
I'm going to have to. So I was going to go with what Heather said, but I will give that my honorable mention because that whole scene's just fucking awesome, and I'll do something different. I love how we get the first introduction to Freddy where he's like, you have the body and I have the brains, and he like peels back his scalp.
Yeah.
That was almost my pick.
That's
Yeah.
a great shot.
That's where he let out his big old lady scream too.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with that because that do brains pulse like that? Like I mean, like you're gonna get a flow of blood, but I didn't think you know what I mean. Scoobs, if you have to bounce by all means.
Yeah,
If
go
you-
do what you got to do.
If you're gonna hurl,
Good.
hurl
I'm
into
good.
this. Spew into this.
Spew into this.
I'm
All right,
good. I'm
so going from best scene, worst moment or scene. I'm gonna go with
The
dance.
dance.
I'm gonna go dance scene
dance.
with butt thrusting the dresser drawers closed. Drive me crazy. Touch
Oh,
Okay, so with that, the one scene where it's literally just the tidy whitey crotch shot in the front, and I'm like, why? Why did I need to see this man's junk? I didn't need
It
to
was like
see
a
this
full
man's
zoom in
fucking-
too, dude. It wasn't even
was.
like it wasn't even like a full body shot. It was just like dick and balls. And now we can pull out, and then it's like, all right. Mhm. Not wrong, Scoobs. Not wrong.
No.
Oh. All right. Do we all got worst moment?
No.
Shit.
Honestly, I'm gonna say when. Well, not. I don't know if it's when the worst moment for me is when you see fucking Coach Schneider takes him to the school, makes him run laps. I'm like, what the fuck is this here for?
Because he's that asshole coach.
He gets off
Yeah.
over it.
Yep. That's how he does.
No. That's my worst scene.
I'm gonna say the bird scene for me. It's just not needed for this. Like,
Great scene, but I do agree with
As
that.
ridiculous as it is.
It went on way longer than it needed to.
Yeah.
Right? Like we needed more Freddy dog scene than that.
Oh, that was so disturbing.
I needed more of that. I need to know what the fuck.
Yeah.
I needed to really look at that closely.
Hey,
Yeah.
we'll get to see something like that again soon.
Soon.
Well,
Invasion
the
of Body
ultimate.
Snatchers.
Yes.
in the what?
Yeah.
Well, the
Invasion of
ultimate
Body
Freddy
Snatchers.
Part 2 figure has those dogs, and they're
Yep.
gnarly looking.
They do, but like I said, like they're in it. They were literally on screen for like 5 seconds at best. And I was just like, man, I don't know. I wish like he utilized them or something. You know what I mean?
What's
Like,
really
maybe
funny-
attacks people.
Go back and watch that scene again. You can see one of the dogs trying to take the mask off.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's like going like this.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I did notice that.
I will just quickly mention I had a budgie and I called it Freddy. And it was a blue version of the green ones in this film. But the only reason why I called it Freddy is because it had fuck little feet. Instead of feet like this, they were like this. And they looked all deformed and shit. Sorry, I just had to say that.
Nice.
All right, everybody got
I
words.
only know what a budgie is because of Bluey.
Right? Same. I was just
Oh,
thinking of that
oh,
Bluey
Bluey.
episode, the budgie that died.
Is that the only reason why we all know that? Is because of that show? God damn it!
I know of it now
fucking
because
saying
you
it.
just told us.
I
should I care?
love that you guys knew that. I love
Is it good? Is it actually a good show? 'Cause I
It
love
is
a good
It's
I
show,
love
fucking
dude.
great.
Especially
And you know what? The Australian version's a lot better than the American version.
Oh, so
do
they
a
dub it.
lot more.
wait, there's
They-
an American
they-
version.
No. They don't
There's
dub it, but in it,
It's not
they
dubbed,
cut
but
out parts like
they cut out
like
parts.
the dad gets hit in the nuts a lot on the show.
Oh, God.
Like they cut it out of the American versions. Yeah.
There was a scene too where he called them oh my god, what did he call them? He called them something and it wasn't even anything really bad. I think he called them like
Dingleberries,
dingleberries or something.
Yeah,
And they cut it in the American version, but it's in the Australian edit.
I love,
So-
We're
I love the
sensitive.
one episode. I love
That's
the one
fine.
episode where the kids show up and he just looks at them. What do you two hillbillies want?
Mhm. It's a good show. It's
I
great.
love it. I absolutely
sauce
love
it
it.
Why should I care? All right. Did the opening scene hook us in?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, solid.
hooked
All
me
the
in for
bangers.
fucking bullshit. But yeah,
Fucking bullshit. Steve. Most attractive character.
Freddy
Oh,
Krueger.
Lisa. Lisa.
I'm just playing. I'm just yeah.
I'm gonna go with the random friend that gets the
The friend,
that's
yeah,
what
the
I'm
friend, she
thinking.
was
The cute-
hot.
the cute
Yeah, the
brunette,
brunette.
yeah
Mhm.
all day.
I'm going to say either of the two Sheilas in that opening scene where
Oh,
they're
okay.
telling Freddy to stop on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, all solid choices.
Yeah, funny story about one of those girls is I don't remember which one it is. I have to go back and look, but she was on a TV show called Just the 10 of Us.
Oh yeah, I
With
remember
that
that show.
also had Heather Langenkamp and Brooke Thess from Part 4.
Mhm.
Oh,
They all played sisters.
never heard of that. Just the 10
It
of
was
us?
it was a funny show. I think it was a spin-off of like Growing Pains or something.
Yes, it was.
All right, solid. Okay, did the score set the mood?
Yes.
It
I liked it.
did. I liked it, but not as much as the score from the first one.
Agreed.
I just can't believe I
You know
didn't realize that we didn't have the original
You know what though? I respect them for trying something new with the score
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
and not just recycling the same shit over and over.
Well, if it was the tone of the
Friday
movie
the
too,
13th.
if it was
Yeah,
the tone of the movie being
it's
something
so.
completely different.
Because it wasn't a
Also,
film
yeah.
about dreams, and that score feels like a dream scenario
Dream sequence.
Mhm.
Yep.
where this is
Yep.
reality and this is its own different version. I like it a lot.
Mhm.
Well put.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Best song.
Did
Hold
you
on.
ever see?
I
a
know what
dream
everybody's gonna say.
walking?
Yes,
To the
the
ending.
Bing Crosby song at the
Yes,
end.
the Bing Crosby song.
Did you ever see a
Walking.
dream walking? Well, I did.
I got to go with the song from the gay dance.
I'm still going touch me, yeah.
We're like evenly split there.
Yep. I'm going with
No, don't play it. We're gonna
Yeah,
get
don't
banned.
play
Don't
that.
play
We're
it.
gonna
Don't play it. We're
plugged.
gonna get.
We don't
we'll
own
get-
that.
We'll get plugged.
He
Yeah,
might
whatever.
be.
Right there.
He might be public domain. He might be dead long enough for it to be public domain.
Crosby.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure the state still pumps out CDs. Could be wrong. They gotta get that
Gross.
Christmas money somehow, though. Favorite character.
Fred.
Grady.
Freddie.
Freddie.
Grady.
Fred.
Freddie.
You
Dad.
said Grady?
Freddie.
Dad at the barbecue.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that
like
was
that. I like
good.
that.
Yeah,
I'm going with
this is a good one.
that. I'm going. I
Runner
agree.
up. Dad at the barbecue.
Yes.
Dad and mom at the barbecue. I'll even go for
Yeah, because mom went upstairs to give him some nookie to keep him busy.
Yeah, you know what
so
I
that
mean?
those kids can party.
Yeah.
That's a good mom right there.
That's the dad
like
I'm going to be.
I like how he was
being a wingman for her daughter by taking out. Yeah, see, dude?
I like how he was hesitant at first. Like, I don't know about you, but if my wife came and said, let's go upstairs, I'd be like, yo, somebody fucking grill. I'm out of here.
Yeah, but
That's
just
basically what he did.
just to even sweeten the pile, she called him skinny. So it's like, you know what I mean? So, alrighty. Was it scary?
Not really.
Yes.
I liked part of it, dude. I think so. What the
was
fuck? Was that muffin?
Bingo.
Oh, it's bingo.
Is it?
Jeez. Oh god.
Parts of it were scary, but for me, since the enigma of Freddy was taken out for this movie, like he was scary looking, but the idea of him now in the real world for most of this movie, So parts, yes. All of it, no.
All right.
Yeah.
Scoobs, they need a talking dad and a talking mom figure.
They do have one.
Talking?
Yes.
I knew they had the stuffies in them, but then I know they. Dude, they have a
Yeah.
they have a
They have
freaking
muffin.
talking.
You need
They have
muffin.
they have a talking Chattermax, and I'm seriously debating tormenting my wife by getting that for Harper.
Dude, that'd be great.
All righty. Let's see. Does it hold up today?
I don't know about that one.
It's
That's
borderline. It's borderline. I will say
very,
very borderline.
Teeter totter.
Borderline meaning it's getting a little hazy. If you give it another couple years, probably not.
I don't know, man. It feels very fitting for its time. And I feel like that's kind of where it's at. That's not to say anything bad about it. It's just
It belongs in the 80s.
it belongs in 85.
Just like me.
Yeah.
And me.
Just like me. I
I
belong
was
in the
born
80s,
this
man.
year. I was born that year. Woo.
Yeah.
All righty. How is the acting? I thought it was fine.
I don't think the acting was
but
off.
I thought
some of it
I thought
was
it was pretty.
way overacted.
Yeah, so it was
like
pretty shitty.
there was a lot of the scenes where I'm just like, oh my god, shut up.
You really
I think
did
a lot
not
of it
like
was-
these kids.
I thought it was
I did not.
Lisa and her friend. As cute as the friend was, their scenes.
Yeah,
were
she's kinda
pretty
dumb.
awful.
Well, you're not hanging out with
Yeah.
her to talk to her.
Yeah, but even that almost sex
But,
scene was kind of.
Yeah.
The almost sex scene. That was
I
He was
love
not a cunning linguist, I tell you that.
no, not even with that long.
He could have been with
what
that
do I
tongue.
even do down here?
That's why the tongue came out. He's like, ew, gross. No cock.
I wish she
think
almost
it was
opened her
acting.
eyes to see that. Like,
Oh God!
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see the bit on Family Guy where it talks about the gay
kiss?
gynecologist?
oh,
The gay gynecologist. It's like,
No.
ew! It looks like a sad old man.
no.
Oh my god. I think some of the acting was good, but Robert Russell was my favorite, like one to watch. No disrespect to anyone else.
I mean, so the acting wasn't I don't know.
We've seen worse, but it definitely
We've
way
seen
better.
worse, but we have seen way better in the series. Next movie.
I was just about to
man.
say next movie.
I can't wait for that.
I'm gonna
If you
say
motherfuckers aren't dressed as the Dream Warriors when you get on, I'm leaving the show.
I mean, I could try.
Heather, that's
I
on
need
you to look
80s
like
gear.
Taryn.
I need 80. No, that's on you, Chad Daddy.
I
Who's going
I don't have hair.
Kincaid?
I don't have hair.
Wig, baby. Wig.
Kincaid.
Wig it, baby.
Who's
I'm
doing it?
just gonna come on the show and just go fuck you, and that's it.
Fucking A.
80s attire for the next episode.
All right.
Okay,
So for my acting, I'm gonna say it's mid road. It's good enough.
Mid,
Good
very
enough
mid.
to make the
that's
movie
it.
happen.
That's fair.
Did we like the cinematography?
I thought some of the shots were really good. Like I said, the point
There
of view
was
shot
definitely some. Yeah,
coming from the basement. I absolutely loved that.
That was solid. That was a good one.
Like what Steve said earlier at the pool party, that shot. And then when the father pulls the shotgun out on Freddy, you see Freddy's face with the flames in front of it. I thought that was done really well.
Oh,
Do
you know what?
Yeah.
Another shot. I'm gonna say eyeball in the mouth. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
that
such a great
sequence was
shot.
awesome.
That one's cool, yeah.
That eyeball was
One of
Kevin
my favorite
Yeager's
shots.
girlfriend, by the way. So that was the first, and that was like the only time a girl kind of played Freddy.
No shit.
Did anyone ever notice
my
every
favorite-
time Freddy shows up, there's red and green lights?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought
Yes.
it just
Yeah,
kind of went
I
with his
noticed.
theme.
I
It's
didn't
like
know.
when he's running laps in the gymnasium, you see the red light down the far end, and then it cuts into a shade of green throughout his office before he gets pulled out by the skipping ropes, Schneider. And then at the pool party, you see red and green lights all around the pool as Freddy comes in. Yeah, it's just little shit like that. Yeah, I like the cinematography. It's good.
One of my favorite shots is in Grady's room where you see Freddy rise up, he puts his hat on,
Yeah.
and he's just smiling at him like, "Yeah, go ahead, open the door, go
Oh,
ahead."
then there's that cool shot after Jesse smashes the mirror, and like, or before that, Freddy's like in the mirror, like waving.
Yeah.
at him.
Yeah,
That's
he's
really
like-
cool.
All right. So solid cinematography all around for this one. All righty. Did we enjoy the premise?
I think the premise was a lot better than the outcome, like what we got.
That's fair.
Possession.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Look,
the
like,
premise
I
is
don't
a good premise, but
Yeah, I don't hate the movie, but the premise promised a lot more than what we got.
It probably could have played way more
Yeah.
with the whole possession style.
Yeah.
thing. Especially if he decided to
Yeah.
start possession hopping, like we originally, like potentially were going to get.
Are we thinking like Jason Goes to Hell?
Potentially, like maybe
Yeah.
not as, like Freddy would be able to
slimy.
pick his victims, but at the
I
same
think it'd
time,
be better if it
would have
was-
to be.
It'd be better if it was done like the movie Fallen.
I was about to say that, you
That's
bastard.
what I was thinking.
Ah, I love that movie.
That was through the eyes, though, right?
No, that was just their
I've never-
touch.
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 I actually
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
we just have to catch him.
That's
I
right.
haven't seen that movie in a long
I
time.
always
so
just think
good.
about that scene though, where like it's just consistently swapping around.
That's
and
just what I was
whatnot.
thinking. It just goes person to person to person.
That was fucking aw. That was dope. Okay, was the climax satisfying?
No.
No, not really.
The way she beat
Not at
Freddy
all.
was stupid.
Yeah, it was pretty lame.
Yeah.
I love you, Mark. I
Love.
love you.
Love conquers all.
Kissy, kissy, mwah, mwah. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
It just made me want to. It just made me want to see Skeleton Freddy in a fucking yard going ham.
The old Ray Harryhausen Freddy.
By the way, is it Fallen 1998 with
Denzel Washington.
Denzel.
Denzel
Denzel.
Washington?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta watch.
Oh,
that.
You've never seen it, Bobby?
Such a good movie.
Oh,
No, I
Bobby.
actually haven't.
Bobby, it's
Great.
amazing.
It'll be on tomorrow because I got nothing else to do.
So, yeah, climax. No, that's sad, but happens.
How have we went 5 years and not reviewed Fallen?
Mm.
Is it a horror film though?
Ask me.
Yeah, it's not really.
It's a thriller.
It's thriller, but it's Gore and More.
I mean,
I would
Falls
give-
under the in more
I would-
category.
I would say it's more horror than The Omen, though. So
Man,
I would say it's more horror than The Omen, but if you put that on before you put on my movie, The House of Jack built, I'm going to kill you.
well, I got an
man, that's a good movie.
I got an
Thank
idea.
you,
of what I'm gonna tell
Brody.
You guys, so
I like it.
I'll save it for after the movie, after the show.
All right,
Yes,
so let's
fuck.
get to our R's. Recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot. What are we doing with this, everybody?
Just rewind. for
Rewind.
me.
Rewind, but I would like to see this explored further. Like I've said before, I think if they could get Robert back for one more Freddy movie, just as like a quick scene where he possesses somebody else, and then it's a completely new Freddy.
Okay,
Maybe.
just because he's in a whole
Yeah.
new body, so he can take that.
Yeah.
There's a re on here that I can't say because we'll get banned because it's not a nice word, but that's the re. First re I would pick. But I'm gonna go rewind only because you have if you're gonna watch the entire series, you have to have it in there. So I'm gonna rewind. But my first pick is that re word I can't say.
I'm sorry, but I'll still watch this before I watch part 5.
Can you say it with a we instead of a re?
We nope.
No,
No, he'll get it. I'll rewind only. Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna rewind it. I don't dislike this one as much as
Yeah.
some of y'all, so I still like it better than 5.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna shit all over 5 when we get to that.
And honestly, this is a toss up between me with this and 4. I don't know. I'd have to watch 4 again to like really decide because I feel like those kind of sit at the same level to me. But alrighty, let's rate this biatch. Handy dandy calculator is up. Bobby, what do we got out of 5?
2.8. 2.8.
2.8. Heather.
Don't make me go yet.
Okay, Brody.
Oh, yeah, I'm fucking struggling here.
I'm like,
Maybe scuba.
Scuba.
2.5.
See, I knew mine right away.
Scoot.
Oh, okay. Yes, I knew mine right away.
What'd you say? 2.8?
2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
Chad Daddy.
I'm gonna go a little higher than Bob and go 3.2.
3.2. Heather, come back to you.
I feel like you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. I was
Be
gonna
honest with yourself.
I was gonna go over 4, so I'm gonna go 4.0.
All right. It's based on your enjoyment.
Ooh.
Listen, you know what?
I
These guys
enjoyed
all
the
went-
shit
listen,
out of this.
These guys all went perfect 5 with the first one, and I did not. So do what you go. You know,
I will never yuck a yum, so respect it.
Brody.
I was going to go 4. I'm going to go a 3. I'll go a 3.6.
3.6. All right. Let's see. This is nowhere near as good as the first one by any means, but I still think it's a solid one. Like, I would not hate to watch this, and I wouldn't feel like it would be trudging through it. I'm going to give it an even 3. So, giving that by this bitch by 6. That is a 3.2. Chad,
Okay.
you got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I threw the 3.2 out just to raise Bobby's up to a 3.
Okay.
Well
Fair enough.
played.
Well,
Well played,
yeah,
Chad.
3.18.
Well played.
So that would be a 3.2 for 1985's Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
I guess I'll live with that.
Hey, man, that's still good. It's not that much higher than
I
yours.
know.
Chad Daddy, what are we doing
No,
next week?
nah.
Next week, it's time to break out the flannel because we're going back to school 90s style with the faculty.
The
Let's
faculty.
fucking go.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Flannel.
nah.
Bro, this is 90s, man. You got to do the white long sleeve shirt underneath the black t-shirt.
I'm wearing my corn t-shirt.
Josh Hartnett style.
True. My
You got to have that little weird
flannel,
sleeve
yeah.
thing that just pops out right
Let's see if I
there.
can find my Jinkos at my grandma's.
Bro, I wish I still had mine. I do not.
Who's gonna cut their own hair to look like Josh?
I don't have it.
Oh God.
Well, I'm
Oh,
bald,
I just
so
got
I've got
major deja vu. That was weird.
All right, so the faculty. Oh, sweet! It's on Pluto for free, and then everywhere else you can rent it. Vudu, Apple, YouTube, all that good shebang.
Might dig out my DVD for that one.
I don't have that one on physical.
I
I
think I, have it
might
on
have
DVD.
that. I'm gonna have to look.
Solid, dude. I haven't watched that movie in a minute. That'll be a fun one for sure. Let's see if we'll see if that CGI holds up next week or not. Thanks, Roman, for joining us home.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, thank
you.
you. Thank you.
And I don't know
Alright.
about you guys, but when we do the faculty, I'm gonna mess with the contrast so I can see the girl walking around naked better.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Roman, they
Hell
did
yeah.
American Werewolf
never
in
do
London
that.
a few
Agreed.
years ago.
Understandable.
That was
Um,
Heather's pick.
That
Yes, it was. And unfortunately, you guys weren't too kind to it, even though me and Heather love it.
It wasn't. I that was one where I
Which one?
don't know.
I don't even remember what I said.
American
honestly.
Werewolf.
Yeah, I like the Howling better, man. I don't know.
It has some slow parts to it, but it was
I did like the transformation.
Yeah, transformation's solid.
Yeah.
The Nazi werewolves were kind of weird. Didn't understand that, but no.
Well,
Anything-
I don't have anything for nerd news, guys, but I gotta go
All right.
because
Yeah. You go.
I've been holding it in this whole time,
You go, buddy.
and I'm about to go out both in.
All right.
Go do
Love you,
what you gotta
Scoops.
do.
See you
Go
later.
for it.
Peace.
Love you, Scoob.
Anything nerdy? Anybody?
I got a couple things. I'm sure. Now that some of it's here, we now have. Hold on, there we go. A new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie in the works potentially. I know it's just released, like saying as to what it be based on. The facade of Oasis Oaks, and in the background, it's Leatherface's house. Sounds like a sequel to 2022. So I guess we shall see what they do with it. That's about as much as we know.
Yeah, I've seen conflicting things because I thought somebody else shared something that said the movie was already filmed.
It was already filmed? I didn't see that.
Fuck, I don't know.
I didn't
thought
see
they
that
just-
one.
I thought they just the producer or whatever just was like, yo, I thought they were just like green lighting the project.
Not to look again.
Yeah. And also, there's supposedly now going to be another Evil Dead movie.
that's what I was gonna say.
Spinoff.
Oh, okay. I'll say now that,
So,
I mean, not that I'm
is
not
this
excited
gonna
for Chainsaw if that's happening, but
Should we hope for something better than Evil Dead Rise? Because it sounds like Sam Raimi is maybe putting a little bit more of his hands in this one.
I'm
I think
hoping
he's
it
just
deals with.
producer again.
I'm hoping it deals with one of the other two books that are mentioned.
Well, yeah, because like, what else would you do it if you're trying to make it like, you know what I mean? If it's not going to be like a direct continuation or anything like that. I mean,
well, here's what
So far we got 2 books, so we would need that 3rd book, right?
Well,
This
maybe
was the third
Yeah.
book, wasn't it?
What's that?
no, this was the second book.
is it the second? We don't know what universe
it's
this exists in,
different.
though.
So I thought there was Sam Raimi's universe, Freddy
Oh.
Alvarez's, and then Lee Cronin, who directed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm not thinking 2013's universe. I guess that would be the
Oh yeah,
Well,
I love that.
yeah. Well,
'Cause
what
they're all
they're saying
different
here
books.
is, yeah, the new course for the Evil Dead franchise is for Raimi to hand select hot up and coming filmmakers to put their own spin on the Deadites. So Raimi has ultimately the say as to who he could want to do the next movie.
It almost sounds like they're going to do like an anthology kind of thing.
Yeah,
If they are, I think they're doing it the right way compared to some other films that have been done certain ways.
What do you mean, like a multi-movie where you're just gonna have different segments from different directors? I'd be fine for that, dude. That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
I would
That's
be
what it
too.
sounds like.
I'd be down for
Called
that.
Tales from the Necronomicon or something.
Yeah, dude. What was like?
That would be cool.
They've always done those in like animated things where they had like what is Matrix and shit like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm down for that, dude.
The Animatrix.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. That's right. It's been a fucking minute since I thought about that shit. What anything else nerdy?
Well, maybe I'm way too overly excited about it, but Todd in the Book of Pure Evil, like it disappeared. I was in the middle of watching it. It disappeared like 2-3 years ago. I'm so excited that it's back.
Yeah, that's dope. I fucking that is a there's a I don't know. I wouldn't even say guilty pleasure. I just love that show. It's cheese. It's metal. It's all. I am all for it.
I think I had that on one of my watch lists on something, and then, like you said, it disappeared.
It
was on my radar.
It was on Shudder for a little bit, and then they took it off. But who knows? Probably distribution rights and shit like that.
Speaking of distribution rights, do you remember I mentioned like last month that all of the newer Godzilla movies disappeared off the Pluto channel? Off the Godzilla
Yes.
They are back.
Oh, really?
They must have ironed out the rights deal, because I noticed last week I turned it on just for background noise, and it was GMK.
Oh, okay.
I turned it on, went into the kitchen to eat dinner, and I literally stopped in my tracks. I'm like, wait a minute. That's not supposed to be on. I looked and it was on, and then in like Space Godzilla's on, Godzilla vs. Destroy is on, so they're kind of like randomly on there, but they are back in. So those rights were ironed out.
So you all know that just a couple weeks ago, Prime started putting in ads.
Yes.
So I was really upset, sort of, but take a look around because it seems like that change has added a ton of content. I was scrolling through it just for like 10 minutes last night and adding like horror movies and all kinds of stuff to my watch list. And if any of you actually watch through a web browser, there's a web extension to skip ads. It works seamlessly.
I'm kind of curious as to how many ad breaks. When I binge watched the new season of Masters of the Universe on Netflix, we have the Netflix with ads version.
Mm-hmm.
Binge watching the whole thing, there was one ad break through
Weird.
2.5 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
That's
Not bad at all.
that's pretty solid.
that's very solid.
I'm trying to think. You know what? I mean, besides the Evil Dead thing, that's all I really had. So I don't really have anything else.
I don't have anything.
The one last thing I have, let's mention it. Sad to say, Carl Weathers passed away.
Right.
Yes.
76 years old. Apollo Creed and Predator, and among plenty of other films. Hell of a talent. I met him once. The guy was super cool, super down to earth. It's a shame that he passed.
Mm-hmm.
And he went peacefully in his sleep, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a long illness or anything. It was sudden, but it was peaceful. So, at least there's that.
Right. Very positive.
God bless. Mm-hmm.
I know I went to I went to MKX and played the Jax version of him from Predator for a good tower set.
I just want to say that my next golf game that I play is dedicated to Chubbs.
Yeah, man, Chubbs.
Dude, the piano scene has been popping up everywhere, and I'm like, yo, this ain't right. I'm fucking crying, man.
No,
Shut up, Happy.
his cameo in Little Nicky was even better.
Oh, God, I forgot he was.
I can't even remember it. I'll have to watch it again. It's been so long.
He showed up as Reese Witherspoon's dance instructor in heaven.
All right.
I still not just remember Happy Gilmore knocks his hand off. Don't worry about it. Sturdy, made of wood. Truck comes by and crushes it.
Tries to glue his hand back together, and it's like,
Hey Chubbs, you remember that
Yeah,
gator
like a damn fool.
remember that gator that got your hand? Well, I got his head.
it's like tapping on the jar going,
Yeah, right.
Oh, fuck. He will be missed.
Yes, he will.
But, well, if that's about it, I'm going to say we wrap this show up and we will be on our way. Awesome. Well, let me say, first and foremost, Heather, Brody, thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome
Yes.
episode.
thank you for having me.
Thank you guys
Absolutely.
for coming.
It's our pleasure.
Always welcome.
Yeah. Once again, thank you for joining us, Gorehounds. Next week, we're going to be reviewing The Faculty. And other than that, Heather, if you want to start our sign out.
All right. This is Heather, your redhead of the dead, saying I'll eat your brains later.
Yeah.
This is your doppelganger kanga bang all the way from the land down under, saying I'll catch you motherfuckers next week.
This is your killing machine, Bobby Monsing. We'll see you next week for some cherry-flavored condoms in the parking lot. Have a good one.
Yeah, not only that, this is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, way down yonder of the Chattahoochee, saying join us next week where we get to see Usher in a movie.
Holy
Very
fucking! I
good.
forgot Usher was in that shit,
Yeah.
dude.
I just remember, like, fuck, Usher's in this.
We were younger, you were
Or as Ludacris calls him, Ursher.
Ursher. That was well before the Ursher time.
Ursher.
Fucking A. And I am your fluff master supreme, Big Johnny D, saying once again, Gorehounds, thank you for joining us for an awesome episode. You know where to catch us: Facebook, YouTube, audio-wise, any of the podcast apps, Apple, Google. Google's going away, actually. I think it's moving to YouTube pretty soon. Spotify, all that. Yeah, Google Podcast is going away. It's going to be integrated into YouTube Music within, I want to say by May. So anybody that's got Google Podcasts, I'm sure you got the update, but you could set it up to where it'll integrate everything right over to that. So
Nice.
if you listen on that, it shouldn't be an issue.
And don't forget to hit that share button.
Yes, share.
Yes.
If you saw our little banner, I will pop it up one more time while we are still here. But if you guys want to reach out to us, you can either hit us up at gnmpod@gmail.com or check out our Instagram at Gore N More Podcast. Send us messages, send us thoughts, requests, tell us we fucking suck, whatever. We don't care. Just reach out, say hello. But you could do that many different ways, or you could join our show every time we go live on Monday. So with that being said, thank you once again for joining us. And remember, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Freddy's
Suck
Burger
right out of my ass.
Aha!